Welcome to Championship Saturday here at the Oakland Coliseum on Comcast. Today, it's the Irvington Vikings against the Los Lomas Knights in the North Coast Section 3A Championship game. Dan Wall and Steve Sanchez is always on Comcast. And Steve, you know, I'm surprised that they let you in here after that incident at the Bob Seger concert 22 years ago.
You're going to bring that up?
Well, the statute of limitations has run out now. So
I'm still trying to get over that. Go ahead, Dan.
Hey, we had a lot of fun there. We'll have a lot of fun here tonight.
Sir.
Irvington, this is the first chance at the big dance for the Irvington Vikings. They've never been here. Prior to 2 weeks ago, they'd never won a playoff game.
And you know, Dan, it's been a heart attack arrest for the coach over there. I talked to him. He goes, all the gray hair is from the last 2 weeks. 2 wins by 1 point, Dan, one in double overtime against Granada.
They have a lot of great players. We'll talk about them during the course of the game.
Right.
They're led by their quarterback, Justin Ramos. They run the wishbone. That ought to be a lot of fun to watch.
Yep.
We know Los Lomas very, very well. The Riverboat gambler, Doug Longero over there, he's won a lot of championships.
Yes.
They might have an advantage here today because of their experience. Jordan Curl's got a lot better running their program over the course of the season.
He's a very smart decision maker, Dan. Good field general, makes all the right reads, and does everything you got to be a leader for a championship team.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We're here at the Oakland Coliseum, home of the Oakland Raiders and Oakland A's, and it should be a great game. The North Coast Section 3A Championship, Los Lomas and Irvington, is next here on Comcast.
What is a coach? A teacher, a motivator, a leader, the person who sees your athletic potential and maximizes it, regardless of the sport. At Velocity Sports Performance,
with a powerful dirt extraction system that you are sure to see and feel.
Back at the Oakland Coliseum, we're down on the field now for the coin toss. The captains are out on the field. You can see Jack Davis, Johnny Volan, Adam Pomerantz, and the big man, Jason Swisher, are the captains tonight for Los Lomas. We're going to send it to the referee, and then we'll identify Irvington.
The visitors call the coin. Heads. Whatever it is. You guys have won the toss, and you will receive. Guys, swing around the sides that you've chosen. Los Lomas has won the toss and will receive. Guys, when that clock goes to 0, bring your teams on the field. Good luck to both of you.
That's it.
Los Lomas won the time.
That's Al Ross, our ref tonight, alongside Dennis Binion, Leonard Monroe, Steve Corrigan, and Brett Marshall, a couple names we're familiar with. Steve, while we have 2 minutes here, and I just wanted to say the captains for Irvington, Stephen Lee, and number 33, Stephen Swaby. We're going to show you the 3A bracket. This is how these two teams got here at the Oakland Coliseum. I know how I got here. It took me 20 minutes to get through the Caldecott Tunnel. Anyway, the Los Lomas team obviously early played a tough game against Clayton Valley, winning that game 17-13 2 weeks ago. And then they had another tough game against San Ramon. That's a heck of a bracket for a number 4 seed to have to come out of.
It really is, Dan, and they prevailed, and here they are.
Now, Irvington, wow. Alameda by a point, going back to look at that, and we'll see their schedule here in a second. But they won that game 34-33. Last week, an unbelievable 49-48 double overtime win over Granada, where Granada missed the extra point after they scored, and there's their season for you. And then, of course, they came back and got a touchdown and scored the extra point and won that game. But you see here, Steve, they played a tough schedule. Castro Valley is no slouch of a team. They played San Ramon, and they played Amador, losing. Since then, 9-0. Unbelievable offense that they've put out there on this in this streak, and they look like a real interesting team. This is a big game for Irvington, probably the biggest game in their history. There's Los Lomas for you. We saw a couple of those games. They played very well against Northgate, didn't play so well against Ocalanes, but they're here again. And that's the thing about Doug Longero. He always finds a way to get here at the end of the season.
He really does, Dan, and both of these teams are very well deserving.
Irvington's 9-3 overall. They're 6-0. They're the MVAL champs. They scored 407 points, 33.9 a game, gave up 338. That's an interesting stat. This might be a shootout. Ramos is the star on offense alongside of Lee, who we saw, and also Robert Turbin, who Steve likes a lot. We talked about their season, Steve. Los Lomas is also 9-3 overall. 7-2, the co-champs in the DFAL. Scored 282, but only gave up 149. They're only giving up 12 points a game. Their stars are Jordan Curl at quarterback, Stinson and Pomerantz in the backfield, and receiver-wise, they have a ton of guys that they can go to, and we'll talk about them throughout the course of tonight's game. Los Lomas in the visiting white, because they're actually the lowest seed. They're number 4. 4 seed in this bracket, the 3A. Irvington in the blue, the first time we've ever seen the Vikings. Coach Bob Spain leads the Vikings against the Riverboat Gambler, Doug Longero. We're ready to go.
And Dan, one thing, you look across the field, all you see is a wave of blue. I mean, it's like Mardi Gras and the Super Bowl all in one for this town out of Fremont, Dan. It's crazy over there.
They sold their allotment of tickets.
It's crazy. It's just every time they do something. And I think the key to this game, Dan, is going to be Irvington's offense against Los Lomas defense.
A.J. Peixoto puts his toe to the ball, and it's a short kick, and it's taken by one of the up men. I'm going to get that number for you. That was number 36. That was Vince DiMolanta. Here's the Los Lomas offense for you. Jordan Curl, the quarterback, Doug Stinson and Johnny Volan in the backfield. I know we'll see Pomerantz as well. Bo Harkins and Corey Packlabar, the wide receivers. Matt Rullifson's the tight end. Across the front line, Anderson, Swisher, Miller, Hayes, and the other Rullifson, Will. Andrew Shapiro doubles as the kicker. Jack Davis is the punter for head coach Doug Longero.
And Tyler Brube was in on that tackle, Dan, for Irvington on special teams. And I feel like God's flashlight is on me over here
yes.
on the east side of this field, Dan.
Turn the sun off, please. Hand off on first down. See, we listed Stinson as the starter, but you know, between him and Pomerantz, they're all going to get carries. Here's the Irvington defense. First time we've ever seen the Vikings, Steve, as I mentioned, and this is and there have been some Vikings on this field before, but from Minnesota.
Absolutely.
Here's some names for you. Kalawaya, that's Keone and Keoki on the front line with McIver and Murchison. Swaby, Rojas, and Denny, the linebackers for the Irvington defense. Green and Simpson's the corners. Broom and Turbin are the safeties for head coach Bob Spain, and he's also the defensive coordinator. Handoff on second down. This is Pomerantz, and he's going to be very close to a first down all the way out to the 49-yard line. He's going to be just short, going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
And Dan, on the first tackle there, you had Turbin on the tackle. Here, look at number 7. I'm sorry, it was Simpson in on the tackle right there, Dan. But the first tackle was by the guy you like a whole lot, the linebacker, Daniel Rojas. He was in on that first tackle. And the sun's starting to go down.
It's down. Just a couple more minutes, Steve.
Yeah.
We should be okay. Irvington with that little Viking horn on their helmets, kind of like the Minnesota Vikings. And a keeper for Curl and a first down. So Los Lomas moving the ball here.
Yep.
First down of the ball game. Let's talk a little bit about Irvington. We're going to talk a little bit about them early because obviously, Steve, we haven't seen them a lot. We want the people to know that was a simple keeper for a first down. Coach Spain is an '86 graduate of Irvington High School, went to Hayward State, and he's an English teacher over there. Tom Casasa, Wayne Stone, Skip Kane, Casey Castor, and Ron Odfina are the coaching staff for the Irvington Vikings. Pete Murchison's the principal, Jeff Ferns the athletic director. They were 4-6 last year and didn't make the playoffs, so a big turnaround for Irvington. Here's a pass on first down intended for Harkins and thrown into the ground there by Curl to bring up a 2nd down. Steve, we're here at the home of the Oakland Raiders, and there is an ex-Oakland Raider on the sideline of the Los Lomas Knights, Greg Beaker.
Yeah, I talked to Greg a little bit before the game, and I also got to spend some time with an old buddy of yours, Dan, Bill Neal, who used to coach with them. 3 years ago, he took off. He's up in Granite Bay right now, and he said, I wanted to come down and see the boys.
There you
and
go.
I said, yeah, and I talked to Mrs. Ann Luke, too, the coordinator of the high school, the cheerleaders, and her son Luke. You know all about him.
David Luke and Brian Luke. We've got some highlights of the older Luke playing. He's at Kansas now. Here's Pomerantz, rumbling and bumbling all the way ahead for about 4. It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 6. So Los Lomas keeping it on the ground here, Steve. And you know, that is kind of the theme of this year as we take a look at this and take a look at the...
Watch the helmet. Watch the helmet here. Watch his helmet.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there's the helmet.
You know, that could have been a penalty.
That's the helmet right there.
Right there. Leading with the helmet. Steve, this is the year of the running back, though. We haven't had a lot of great passing in this year.
Can I try it, Dan?
Go ahead.
I'm going to say Keone Kalawaya.
Keone Kalawaya.
Keone Kalawaya. Okay.
We'll give you bonus points for that.
He was in on the last tackle.
Handoff on 3rd down. Pomerantz breaks a tackle and dives ahead for a first down. He would have been stopped about 3 yards short back at the 37. But you know Pomerantz is a heck of a runner, Steve. He really
Dan,
is.
What you're going to see on the replay, there was a real nice block here up front on the initial attack. Look at 5'5", Dan. 55 just cleared that away for him for Los Lomas, and that is Kobe Miller. Nice block. The Miller family is ecstatic.
They're very happy.
They're happy, Daniel.
You know, Pomerantz made the 2nd team All-DFAL team, and he's not even the starter a lot of times. Stinson gets a lot of those carries, but Pomerantz is in there tonight. And a timeout by Los Lomas. We're going to send it down on the sideline to Tony Schultz. Go, Tony.
These 2005 playoffs have seen so many good teams rich in tradition. You've got De La Salle in all their glory, Miramani in their perennial playoff clubs. You've got Acalanes, you've got Dublin, you've got so many good teams. But this year, we've got Irvington, a club that's never been to a title game before. In fact, they've had just 3 playoff seasons in their history, all ending in the first round. Now, I talked to Coach Spain earlier, and he said without a doubt this is the biggest game in school history. For the Vikings guys, it's their Super Bowl.
For more information regarding 24
Well, you know, Steve, they beat Logan this year for the first time since 1984. They've never been to the North Coast Section Championship playoff. They've never even been to the playoffs before this year. Never even won. They might have been in the playoffs, never won a game, and have never been to the Oakland Coliseum.
And the thing about it is, anybody who ever went to school there, Dan, they're here tonight.
the entire Irvington,
it's just a wave of blue.
It's a class reunion for the entire history of the school. Curl, play action. Being chased, those little
set up.
Pass.
It's set
Volan, great block. Volan inside the 20, tackled at the 17-yard line. The tackle on the play by number 4, Tyler Broom. That was a beautiful play. And Curl had to sell that, Steve.
Yes, he did. And I'm going to say 55, Colby Miller was in on it here again. Let's watch this block over here, Dan, downfield. I'm sorry, it is 65,
it's
Dan.
The big man. It's the
big man, Swisher.
Yep.
And then there he is knocking a guy to San Leandro. And right
We've got some good locations
Yeah,
tonight.
we do, Dan. And you know what? I know I'm on the east side because I just seen the sun go down over there. And if I ain't mistaken, the sun sets in the west.
You are on top of things
Vegas.
today, Mr. Sanchez.
Tony bought me some coffee on the way here. I picked him up.
Here's a handoff to Pomerantz, straight up the gut to the 14. Now, you have is today your anniversary? Your birthday?
Today's my birthday.
Your birthday? Happy birthday.
Actually, it's
63?
Tomorrow.
63?
No, I'm 107.
Well, happy birthday, Steve.
Thank you, Daniel. I know you mean that. Swaby was in on that tackle.
The Comcast Game of the Week, only seen here on the Comcast Local Origination Channel. Steve, these teams are rated in the Chronicle. Irvington is 16, Los Lomas is 22. So we've seen 2 teams last night, Ignacio Valley and Miramani, 2 today, and then, of course, 1 and 3 in Northern California play after this, and we'll be here for that as well.
And I love our scissor lift shot, Dan. It looks like the replacement players for the NFL strike.
Oh, nice counter handoff. Pomerantz.
He's in.
Touchdown. On the first drive, Los Lomas goes 60 yards in 4 minutes and 4 seconds, and Pomerantz, nice counter move over the left side, 14 yards, touchdown, and Los Lomas leads 6-0.
Was it me, Dan, or did it look like he was kind of dancing the waltz when he went through there? Well, what a nice little cutback right there, and there's a Los Lomas group over there. They're pretty ecstatic about that. I want to see this run because it was kind of like just really pretty, not really flashy,
it was very pretty.
Not run, but it was a very pretty run.
It was not your typical rumbling, bumbling, stumbling Mike Allstott.
No.
This had more ballerina type.
It was like Rudolph.
Look at this shot.
That's what I'm saying. It's the strike season. Here we are with the, the replacement players in the NFL.
Keanu Reeves at quarterback.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, and there's 9 people here, folks. But how we're going to pay the NFL, we'll never know. But let's watch this, Daniel. And it all happens up front. Look at these guys pulling. Nice seal-off block right there. Nice kick-out block by Miller. And watch this right here. And nice run.
That was beautiful.
That was a nice little run. Pomerantz.
We'd like to acknowledge NCS official sponsor, Pacheco Brothers Gardening Incorporated.
There's a shot of the Oakland Coliseum, the site of so many great games, although at this point, I used to be able to tell you like where the sea of hands thing happened.
Right.
Now, the way they redid this, I can't. Here's a shot from 2000, Steve, a North Coast Section championship game. The year before we started doing these games, that's the Luke that is at Kansas. That's Brian Luke. He was the quarterback.
There's a face mask. He gets away from it.
Controversy even in our 5-year highlights.
Yeah.
And so there's a nice shot of him. His brother is here. There's Brian Luke, plays for the Kansas Jayhawks.
And had a big comeback win last week, Dan, and he was a big part of it.
Here's the kick, and it's short and ugly. Although Swisher, he came within about a yard of getting that.
Yeah.
It goes to show you how fast he is. That ball goes out of bounds, though, so Irvington will take over with good field position. Here's our first ever look at the Irvington offense. Justin Ramos is the quarterback in the wishbone. Stephen Lee and Robert Turbin are the running backs, along with Keone Kalawaya, the fullback. He runs the ball a lot. Broom and Randolph are the wide receivers. Across the front line, Cosgrove, Gomez, Miller, Rojas, and the other. Actually, we have Miller listed there twice. Did you know that? I'm going to have to see if we actually have. If that's my mistake, Steve. I believe it's Gomez that we missed there. Miguel Gomez, number 51. So there's the line, and Bob Spain is the head coach. Tom Casassa is the offensive coordinator, and there is the wishbone. Someone told me that they hand off to 99, pitch to 2. That's their offense.
Okay.
Here's the Los Lomas defense that has to try to stop it. Cameron Bond is an end with Will Rullifson going both ways. There's David Luke at one tackle.
That's right.
Jesse Woods, John McGall, Jason Swisher going both ways, and Johnny Volan going both ways. Drew Gossage, no relation to the Goose, who pitched here many times, and Charles Clancy are the corners. Kevin Yamashita, we know that name, and Jack Davis are the safeties for Doug Longero. Greg Beekert, the defensive coordinator.
Jesse Woods was in on that last tackle, Dan. And go ahead, do you think?
You know, this is the thing that Irvington might be a little shocked about seeing. Los Lomas doesn't have the high-power type of offense that they've had in the past. They're still very effective. But their defense this year, and with Greg Beekert there, a former NFL player, he's done a lot to really improve this team.
He really has, Dan, and let me tell you something. Jesse Woods, again, was in on that tackle, number 57. So I don't know what Jesse had for lunch, but it was something with a lot of protein in it.
It was effective.
Yes.
So Irvington has run 2 plays and went nowhere.
No, look for them to go to the air here, Dan. Look for him to try to sprint out.
And they can throw. He threw for 200 yards last week. Here's Ramos throwing, has a receiver, and it sails by Randolph out at the 48-yard line. Number 9 for Los Lomas was there, Jack Davis in coverage, and we'll have a punt. So this is where Irvington has had some really close games, but now they're playing a very established team, Steve, and you can see here a good defensive play. There's
a little
Davis.
bit behind him, but he should, he could have caught that. He'll catch the next one. He's a good wide receiver, but you hate to give the ball right back to these guys. It's like giving it to a pack of wolves, because right now, Los Lomas kind of likes the battle up front. They're starting to win, Dan.
Peixoto is the punter as well. High snap, but he gets it off. Nice kick. Bouncing at the 30 and by Davis, and this is going to roll dead at the 19-yard line. So Los Lomas takes over there. 46-yard punt, no return. That's a nice punt here, Steve, in a place where one of the greatest punters of all times played, Ray Gott.
Peixoto, what a great kick, because he had to recover from a bad snap. He had to go up and get that, Dan, and he did a great job, and he got off a great kick. And there's the band, Dan. There is a band here, and I said, Dan wants to know about the band.
The last band I saw here was Motley Crue.
And that's the last gig they ever played.
That's true. That's a good point. Pitt's band did play here. Jack Davis coming out of kind of lined up in a wing position there, but overthrown. It'll be second down. Go ahead, Steve.
The band over there by Irvington, Dan, they are Charlie Rhoda. He's the leader of the band over there, and they just won the Lincoln Band Review. They took first place in that, and so they're excited. There they are over there, Dan. And right after this, they're going to go to the Air Force game. Yeah, they're going to do the Air Force game.
They could sneak into that game.
Yeah, because they're all blue. They might have to sneak a trumpet in or something.
I thought in the Chronicle, Mitch Stevens, we talked to Mitch last night, does a great job at the Chronicle. Bob Spain said after surviving season after season, comfortable in our mediocrity, they finally went 9-3 and made it here to the Coliseum.
You're going to get emotion here, Dan. They're a little late getting off. That's going to move them back a little.
You talked to Coach Spain. I talked to him this week.
What a great guy.
Nice guy.
Nicest guy in the world, and I got to spend a little time with their whole crew over there. What a great name, Casey Castor.
That is a good name.
Spent some time with Casey, Skip Kane, Wayne Stone, the running back, Bob Spain, and how do you pronounce that, Dan? Is it Dan?
Tom Casassa.
Casassa. Thank you, Dan. I want to give him kudos. What a great job they did. Last year, 4-6. Look at him now.
Well, 47-64 in his 12 seasons prior to this year, Steve. So, as he mentioned, they've just been kind of hanging on, playing, and usually not playing on this day.
He just got a contract extension, which includes a cup of Starbucks every day at his desk there, Dan.
Curl, broken play. And Curl is tackled, so Irvington after the penalty now. And Steve, we've got our first good location of the day. Yeah. And I'm going to take this one because after last night's 5-0 victory over Buffalo, it's going to be third in the Shark Tank.
There you go. And Dan Murchison, Shane, number 7, he was in on that. Murchison. I got to slow my brain down, Dan.
I've got to explain to any of the Irvington people who are watching this that Steve struggles with the pronunciation just a little bit, but it's actually part of our charm.
I'm kind of like a special ed announcer.
We get bonus money for having you here.
You guys got to be politically correct.
Oh, blitz! And Curl sets up that screen to Volan again. But Volan this time is tackled from behind. A great play. It was number 11 on number 11. He was tackled by Keoki Kalawaya.
And I'll have that on the rocks, if I could, Dan.
Thank you.
Even though I don't drink,
Has Saka Fafidi been replaced?
Yes. Even though both his sisters are on the Pittsburgh High School team now.
There you go.
And Easter scored 33 last night.
For the girls?
For the girls.
Wow. Easter
and Antioch won again. They beat Alhambra.
Wow.
Yes, they're 2-0.
Wow. You're full of stuff today. You're in a good mood.
Well, Dan,
this is a lot of fun.
I'm with you and Jackson.
Well, that doesn't mean nothing.
Oh, that hit him.
Well, it hit a Los Lomas player, though. So they can pick that up.
Oh,
and it's Lee. That was a good punt there by Davis.
Yep.
It'd take Dave about 30 seconds to figure out how long it was.
Yeah. I'm surprised
he's got his abacus out.
Yeah.
See, now that's the interesting call. That ball goes to where it was touched.
Absolutely.
So it's at the 50-yard line. So that punt, 28 yards. So.
And Dan, if I ain't mistaken, they're playing with half a field right now because they're at midfield.
I'm explaining to some of the folks that have never joined us before, that's why you're here.
That's it.
That's
we're
incredible.
playing with half a field, folks. That's how they're starting this drive off. Let's see what Ramos does.
He actually keeps it. And he's going to get a first down, the first one of the ball game, and he's knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line, a gain of 20. So see how important it is, the change.
Oh, absolutely, Dan. And it could just be a play, something funny, that happens, that gives the kids life. And right here, every time, look at that nice block right there, shill out block, Dan, by number 4, Broom. And
he swept him away.
The Broom swept him away with that push-out block. Hey, you're pulling me now all of a sudden. Hey, you be the serious guy.
You now.
Listen, if we start doing comedy up here, just do the serious, I'll do the comic stuff. Go ahead, Dan, do your thing.
First down, Irvington. First quarter, 7-0 Los Lomas, 4:45 to go. What a great setting. I'm having a blast here today. Oh, nice pass over the middle. Oh, and still on his feet is number 4. That's Broom again. And he's down to the 10-yard line. They've played 2 plays, 40 yards,
Absolutely.
2 first downs.
And Dan Broom made a real nice adjustment, and he showed his determination there. And every time, I don't know if they can hear it on TV, that the blue wave does something, the crowd goes ballistic. Oh, there's just a ton of people over there.
Like you said, Steve, it's always got to be a lot of fun to play in what is considered to be your moment, your biggest game ever.
And Dan, we love Longero and them guys, but you know what? Something's telling me I'm kind of pulling for these guys a little. It's kind of like the underdog. You know what I mean? There's just something about them.
You don't want them to get beat 50-0 today. You want them to at least be in the game and experience the game. We already saw a heartbreaker this weekend.
Right, and them people don't want to creek. They know we got a big heart for all them kids over there, Los Lomas and stuff. But there's something about this team here that just makes you kind of go, God, I like them.
Well, I would assume that most even the Los Lomas coaching staff is very, they're very happy for these guys. They're part of the coaching fraternity. As a matter of fact, Bob Spain went to Hayward with a bunch of guys and knows some of the Los Lomas
well, there you go.
Staff. While we have a break, Steve, let me tell you about the Los Lomas coaching staff.
Dan.
We know Coach Longero. He went to UC Davis.
Yes,
He's
he
in his 9th year here, 7th as the head coach. Nick Pavlich, Warren Parker, Greg Beekert, who played here as an Oakland Raider and also in Los Angeles and Minnesota. Rob Bunning, Jim Carlson, the coaching staff for the Knights. We'll tell you a little bit more about them as the game progresses. Here's the option, and this is Ramos, and Ramos got hammered. And when you say you got hammered, you usually know who's at that bottom of that pile, number 65.
Well, I don't know the Swishers where they live out over there in Walnut Creek, but I think they got a lot of they grow a lot of vegetables in their backyard and protein stuff. And once he gets a hold of you, it's pretty much,
Well, they'd have to, because with Brendan, who's now at Princeton,
right,
and this Swisher, the big man Jason, they'd have to have 3 or 4 jobs to feed them.
Well, absolutely. Well, what happens, Dan? I talk to them. Their uncles and aunts pitch in a little bit.
they give them food for Christmas.
Yeah, they go, here's $100, go eat.
3rd and 12. Ramos will throw. Fade pattern, end zone, Broom, touchdown!
Wow.
He split the coverage over there between Davis and number 4, Charles Clancy. Nice pass that time by Ramos. A touchdown. Dave, what was the official yardage on that one? 13-yard touchdown pass, and with the extra point, we're tied, Steve, here in the first quarter.
Dan, what you're going to like about this, he did a fake to the post, went to the corner, and he threw the ball before he even broke. He was under pressure. We're going to see Ramos get rid of this ball before the pattern's even completed. And once he turned, he just had to run and get it. It was a beautiful throw.
The thing I liked about it, here's the extra point. The kick is up. It's good. He threw it to a spot.
Right.
And Broom went and got it.
Absolutely.
7-7. Here's a replay.
And you're going to like this, Dan, because you're going to see the pressure he's under. Now watch him. He fake pump, that's to the post, Dan. Now look at this when he's under. Now he's throwing it to the corner, and he's adjusting now. And right there, Clancy couldn't do nothing because he didn't know the ball was up there. He's watching the kid. Watch this. Look at the separation, Dan.
Beautiful.
And there you go. To the corner. It's a fake post to the corner. Touchdown, Irvington. I took the over 81 in this game, and I hope I win.
You know, there's a lot of people who would say the quarterback who plays here on Sundays doesn't have that kind of touch. It's one of the reasons why they get into trouble a lot, Steve, especially those that sit down there in the old black hole. UPS shipping included on a $25 purchase of this game. 933-6264 or Game of the Week at Comcast.net. We'll send you a DVD or VHS tape. Also want to take this opportunity, Steve, since this is our last football game, to thank all of our great sponsors.
Absolutely.
Who help us every year get these games off. We'll start our winter coverage in a couple weeks with soccer and then basketball. And as you just mentioned, looks like there's some basketball going on in this area. We've got some really good teams out here.
And all you companies out there who want to help out, hey, get a hold of Metal Matt. We'll do a commercial for you, and you'll help put this on TV. Thank you for your support.
Gossage takes it at the 4, and Irvington is swarming down there. Returns it out to the 16, a 12-yard return. So Los Lomas, once again, they had good field position on that first possession. Since then, they've been deep in their own territory, Steve, with the shadow of the far goalposter.
Tackle made by Isaac Saliga and Kiko.
Isaac Saliga made that tackle, Dan.
That's your buddy, Saliga.
Well, all I have to do is take my headset off. If I miss it, listen to God overhead, because he's telling us what's going on over here.
Is that who's announcing today?
Well, he sounds like
John
it.
Denver or George Burns?
I don't know. Maybe Jack Buck. I don't know who it is,
Jack
Dan.
Buck.
You know, but can I do my hello, everybody, Oakland, Alameda, Coliseum? Dan Wall. Straight in from all night. He went to see the band.
With Don Meredith. Wow. Irvington got pumped up after that touchdown.
And big number 99, Dan. Keone.
Yep. You know what? I like we'll call him Keone and Keoki. We know they're Kalawaya. That was Stinson, who's in the ball game now. They rotate the backs.
Let's watch big number 99. Let's see where he comes into play. Well, number 11 was there first,
It's both
Dan.
of them. It was a Kalawaya sandwich.
Oh my! And you know what? They only have those in Hawaii. You can get it right now at the Coliseum, a sandwich.
Or in a boots in Honolulu.
Yeah. Got some, local food here, man. Some rice and.
Curl hands off. This is Stinson. And Stinson, good yardage that time, about 6. It'll be 3rd and 4.
And Chris McIver, he was in on that tackle, number 56. Let's watch number 56. Let's isolate on him. He's being tackled. He's going to come across the line. Simpson kind of stumbled. 56 is the guy who just says, okay.
Gain of 8 on that last
Real nice play off the block up here front on the line. He's scooting over our way right here, Dan. And now you're going to see him come into play. Big 5-6.
3rd down. Actually, it was a gain of 8. Now it's 3rd and 2. And Stinson, and this is going to depend on the spot, Steve, down at the 26-yard line.
Murchison. Real nice tackle by him, Dan. He's a 6-foot, 180-pound senior. But they picked up the first down. They're moving the chains.
Yep, they gave it to him.
2 on that last play. Brings up 1st and 2.
We're over here in the shadow of Mount Davis, Steve.
Yes, we are.
At the Oakland Coliseum. See, they don't let us go into the press box because there's obviously the Bob Seger story. And
well, that too. And then
we can come over here though. Is where
we're lucky we come in the city with Jackson come over.
They checked us at the tunnel. 1st down. And a whistle, and
that's going to knock him back, and that's going to pull some hair out along Gerald's head, which he's already struggling with.
Yes, he is. Here's some stuff. Now,
and there we are, Dan.
Here we are.
Let's see if I look that way. Where's the camera? We're up here, and
Jeremy and Dave, and this is it. We're the only people.
And don't worry, there's security around to save us from our fans, Dan. That's what's good about this.
Yes. Like the Backstreet Boys.
Yeah. And there we are, Dan. Look at this.
Yeah. Now look at this shot. Steve, on September 23rd, Irvington was 0-3 after a 40-14 loss to Amador.
Right.
They beat Washington for the first time since 1984, 30-12 on October 14th. On October 21st, they beat Logan and ended their 40-game NVAL winning streak. There's a couple more stats in that streak thing, too. That's how big a season this is for the Vikings. There's Stinson for about 6. Let me continue this thought.
And you can have Robert Turbin on that. Go ahead, Daniel.
On November 5th, they clinched their first MVAL title since 1982, beating American 37-35. On the 19th, they won their first ever North Coast Section playoff game over Alameda, and last week, to clinch a spot in this game, they beat Granada.
And you know what upset the whole school district? They never had to pay for a bus to come this far with these guys.
That's it. They were like, yeah, because they always play at TAC Fadena. Everyone plays there.
Everybody plays there, Dan.
Second, and you know, there's something, I don't know what they're doing when they're spotting the ball.
Look at this, Dan. Look at this.
Oh, Stinson got away. I thought he gained a lot more on the last play.
What a great run by Stinson. What did he get? A yard out of that? 4 or 5? What did he get?
It looks like a gain of about 3.
It was the longest 3-yard run I've ever seen in my life. Ever.
I agree. So I want to thank
determination right here, Dan. Right here, you're going to see everybody's meeting right here for a big group hug.
That's it. 7-7 after 1. We'll be back with the second quarter from the Coliseum after this.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental at Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Quality fine art, collectibles, and framing. Peacock Expressions Gallery of Antioch has it all. A wide variety of custom framing to fit everyone's needs. A certified showcase gallery with unique art from Thomas Kincaid, Lennox Classics.
Second quarter begins as we switch sides. Los Lomas now moving from our right to left here. Tied at 7 with Irvington. 3rd and 1. Handoff Stinson, and he's got a first down and a lot more. Stinson out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 10. Steve, you know, we're going to send it to Tony quick, and then I have a comment for you.
Hey, I saw Bill Kolb's article in the Times a few days ago, and it seems the NCS playoff format could be in for a change. Now, the NCS committee will meet December the 5th to decide whether or not to go through with this. If they do, it will mean less playoff teams. Now, the idea is to have less teams with losing records in the NCS playoffs. The other side of the argument says these are high school kids, and they deserve the recognition and exposure the playoffs bring. But, of course, it will come down to money and how much could be lost if they have fewer postseason games. Guys?
Thanks, Tony. First down, swing pass out to Volan, and Volan is out to the 50. Gain of 6. Steve, did you know, and here's some more, there's some great stuff here with Irvington.
Turbin was in on that tackle, Robert Turbin. He's a 50-year-old phenom.
Yes, he is.
He is. Go ahead, Daniel.
Only one team has ever won the North Coast Section Championship from the Fremont area. That was Mission San Jose in 1977.
Wow. The year I was married to my wife. So I know that was 28 years ago.
That was the year I graduated from high school. With your wife. Wow. I want to hear that story one day.
I'm really a nice guy, folks. I really.
Steve, we're right at midfield again. This is an easy play for you.
That whole segue just came out wrong. Go ahead, Daniel. Do your thing, man.
2nd and 4. Pomerantz back in the ball game. Wow, he got hammered by numbers.
Know who?
Yeah, Robert Turbin. Well, you mentioned it, Turbin. They say he's
15.
Yeah, he's a Division I guy. A lot of catches and running, and they say he's their Reggie Bush. The coach says he's the Reggie Bush of the Vikings.
My kid couldn't make toast at 15 years old. And here's this kid just wrapping up people. And you know who I want to see? I'm waiting to see Stephen Lee in that 4.42 speed. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. They really haven't.
I want to see him break one. Just kind of like Sam DeSaul did a couple years ago here.
Ramos has been making all the big plays.
Yep.
Here's Pomerantz.
That's going to move the chains. Going to give him a nice spot on it.
First down, gain of 2. So Los Lomas now at the 45-yard line. And moving it around here, tied at 7. 6th first down for the Knights.
Yep.
By the way, Steve, over there at Los Lomas, Scott Souza is the JV coach. Pat Lickus is the principal. Linda Sawyer, the AD. The Knights, last year we saw them. They were 8-5 overall, 6-3 in the league last year. And they lost to San Ramon. A year ago last night down at Foothill in the 3A championship game. They're back again, and they've won a number of them. We'll have some other stats we're going to tell you. Here's Curl, long pass, has a receiver down there. It's Harkins. And Harkins, that's broken up nicely. Tyler Broom.
Broom, great job. And Dan, the tackle before that was Tommy Denny. I want to give him some kudos on that dive play. But yeah, right here, look at the time he has, Dan. Nice form, puts a nice throw in it, lifts it up a little bit, gives a cornerback time to recover, and I love the way these high school kids look back at the ball.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing. They can't do it in pro,
No.
but you can do it in high school.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. You know what happens? If we paid these guys $4 million a year, they wouldn't look back.
That's
what
key?
it is. Yeah.
Can't look back if you're getting paid
Yeah,
$4
if you're
million.
getting paid, I ain't looking back for nobody.
2nd and 10. 3 wide receivers in the game in this set. Curl to throw. Swing pass to Paclabar.
You might want to go get that.
I don't think it was a lateral.
No, it wasn't, but you always still want to go get it because you never know.
Incomplete pass intended for
Steve, remember J.C. Lewis, who played here? He's at Southern University.
I watched him on TV against Grambling the other day.
Yep. Brendan Swisher's at Princeton. Dan Albana's at UC Davis. He's the team captain. They had a big win over Stanford.
Yes, they did.
Brian Luke's at Kansas. Tom Schneider's the kicker for Cal. They're probably going to the Las Vegas Bowl.
Yep.
You remember James
Here we go.
Yamashita?
Here's J.C. Lewis
here's
right
J.C.
here.
Lewis.
Little segue. And this kid, we loved him a lot. Acalanes, championship game. And look at this right here.
That was in 2002.
Yes, it was.
After Acalanes pulled off that big upset the week before against Miramani.
Yep.
James Yamashita, Jamie Chandler, John Lawliger, James Moody are all at DVC. They won North Coast Section Championships in 2002, 2003. That was the big game against Clayton Valley, the 37-36 win
nice
in triple
block.
overtime. Yeah, that was a nice block.
Nice block, Dan. I'm telling you what, Dan, number 55.
That's
I'm
Miller.
sorry, yeah, 55, Dan, has done some good work. Kobe Miller up front early in this game.
But there's a penalty on the play, Stephen.
It's against Los Lomas. They're going to come back, Daniel.
Usually when the flag is in the offensive backfield, it's very, very difficult to have the penalty on the defense.
It was a legal shift, Dan. 2 guys moving at the same time.
Little counter play there to
Yep.
Pomerantz.
And I tell you, number 6, he is a man-child.
Turbin.
15 years old. Come on, Dan.
But they declined that penalty because it brings up a 4th and 5, and now a punting situation
Yep.
for Los Lomas, playing the field position game here.
Absolutely. And we got a good one, Dan.
This is a good ball game. This is very competitive. They had a great game last night over at Los Lomas. Ignacio Valley pulling that out. Well, we have some highlights of that. If we get a break here after the punt, we'll show you a couple of highlights from that game. There's the sideline. And too much time. You know, that's one interesting thing here. I wonder if they're running that clock, Steve, but we could actually be using play clocks, the 30-second type clock tonight, which you never see in high school sports.
No, you
I don't know if it's on because they probably would shock themselves by looking up and seeing it.
No, because you remember last year when we were here, they had it on. We were able to look up and see it, but they don't have it on tonight.
I don't think they have them on.
No.
5-yard penalty pushes Los Lomas back to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, you think, Dan, there'll be a day when Jackson ever realizes we can't hear him?
No.
Huh?
No.
He's just going to keep talking while we have these headset on. You know?
4th penalty is what he told me for Los Lomas.
Oh, you heard him. Oh, this is not good, Dan.
Yeah, that's a bad kick.
But it worked out okay. It's decent.
It's not horrible. Rolls dead at the 24. Steve, we have a change of possession here. Let's look at some of the highlights from last night. If you missed it, Ignacio Valley pulled it out 20 to 17.
Okay, anyway, Daniel, here's the way I look at this right now. Okay, we got the Vikings and the Knights, right? Let's just have a big Renaissance fair when this thing's all over with and have a little party.
There you go.
You got the Knights and the Vikings. Whoever wins this is going to claim justice to that boat out there that's sitting in the harbor.
On the next break, we'll have the highlights of that game.
Okay.
Tell us what you think. Give us a call at 933-6264. Irvington takes over at the 23-yard line. Ramos to throw. Throws far sideline. That's Turbin. And Turbin has a gain of 7.
Yeah. Nice first down play, Dan.
You know, you think of the wishbone, you just think of running, but he can throw. You know?
Well, Dan, he threw for over 1,000 yards and rushed for 600. Am I correct?
He threw for 1,283.
And rushed for 600?
Yep, and had 11 touchdowns.
Okay, see, I talked to some people.
You've done your homework.
So he can hurt you with his arm or his legs.
God.
Not as bad as I hurt you with my mouth, but he can do that.
You are right on tonight, Steve. I don't know what Natalie fed you for breakfast, but whatever it is, eat it next time too. There's Lee. That's the first time I think Lee really had a positive gain out to the 35, first down, gain of 5.
I might be able to do my James Brown on this, Dan, on the replay.
Can you?
I don't know if Matt can throw it up. Right here. Ha. Good God, watch this. Ha. Ton of people here. Ha. Kiss myself. Jump back. Ha. Good God, mercy.
There you go. Hot tub.
Hot tub. No, it ain't too hot for the hot tub. It's perfect for the hot
it's perfect for a hot tub tonight. Beautiful day here in Oakland.
A ton of people.
We'll have the De La Salle San Leandro game after this.
Here he is.
That's Lee. Now here's the situation. If you were watching the game last night on Saturday over in the Walnut Creek area, on Sunday you can be watching this game. Next week we'll have the De La Salle San Leandro game.
There you go.
Now in certain areas you might not see every game, but you will see probably 2 of the games. So just check your listings. Show up at 7 o'clock.
And you know what? If you have satellite, you got the big goose egg. You won't be seeing nothing.
And if you show up at 7 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday on your Comcast Community Access channel, local origination channel, you will see a football game, and then we'll have some soccer and basketball for you.
This is a good play, Dan.
This is a
good play.
Turbin on an end around, but Los Lomas snuffed it out. Nice play on a fumble. A fumble.
I thought the ground caused that, Dan.
Let's wait.
I don't think
it's Los Lomas' ball.
I don't know about that
one. At the 35-yard line.
But we'll have to check it out.
I think Bolin caused the fumble or recovered, one of the two. Here's a replay.
Let's see if he doesn't hit the ground with this, Dan. I'm 400 yards away from it. But it looked good, but then all of a sudden you're going to see the pursuit of the Los Lomas Knights right here come into play. At this point, it looks good. Team speed right here. Now let's watch this, Dan. I'll let you call it from here.
No, he wasn't down, Steve.
No, okay.
Volin recovered it.
All right.
It maybe was McGall who forced the fumble, but that was one I definitely think we'd be seeing a review if we were in the NFL or in some college games.
But you know what, Dan? It is a fumble because Los Lomas has the ball.
Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
Doesn't matter what we think.
First down, Pomerantz. Oh, a nice block by Stinson, who's in the backfield with Pomerantz on that play, and a gain of 5.
Murchison, Shane was in on that. Number 7. We're going to show this again, Dan. Look real close, Dan. We're going to look real close. I'll have Jackson look, but he can't see that far. But go ahead, watch this now. Tell me what you think. Here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
knees. Oh,
I don't know. It's kind of close. See that?
You know what it is, Dan?
Watch. Look right here. Look right here. The knee is not down. The ball's out.
Dan, you don't have enough evidence to overturn it.
That's right.
How's that?
That would.
You got to go by the call on the field.
That's right. Good job, Steve.
Okay. Go ahead, Dan.
2nd and 5. Curl, short drop. Now in trouble. And now he's going to run. And he's got good yardage on this run. Makes a nice move.
Oh, yeah.
Down to the 19-yard line. Gain of 11. First down Knights here with 6:19 to go second quarter.
Absolutely, Dan.
You know, Los Lomas, who's noted for all these great players that we talked about, Steve, we see this replay, but only Swisher and Rollifson, that's Will Rollifson on the line, made the first team in the DFAL this year on offense. Pomerantz was a second-team selection. Usually they're loaded with guys, but it kind of shows you that league's gotten a little bit better, top to bottom. Concord now has some players that can play. We'll see them next year. And obviously with Miramani, Campolindo, Acalanes, there's a lot of good players in that league. Volin, that's his first carry of the game for a couple.
What a nice move down the line there, Dan.
And there's one of the...
Keo Kalawaya. Keo Kalawa.
You butchered that worse than a slab of ribs down at the at a barbecue.
Who is it? Kiowa?
It's Kioki and Keone.
Who made that tackle?
One of them.
Look at the crowd. Look at this crowd, all in blue, folks.
It looks like a good Monday night crowd for the Devil Rays here if the A's are playing. 2nd down.
Oh, another nice play right there.
Yep.
MacGyver was in on that, number 56. He closed that on Pomerantz real quick. What he did, he shot the gap right there, Dan, and read it right.
Pomerantz, the ball carrier. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So Los Lomas, after the turnover here, they want to get some points on the board. They have a good kicker in Shapiro, and there's the Riverboat Gambler, Doug Longero. Another great guy.
Oh, great guy.
Love to talk to him. He's always willing to, there's certain, I'm not going to bring up any names. No. I'm just going to say that there are certain guys that are really, really, really easy to deal with.
Right.
And he's one of the easiest guys to deal with.
And Bob Spain's a good one.
He was real good.
We got to talk to Bob today. He was just like a squirrel in a nut factory. He was just excited to be here.
Third down, Curl to throw. Stands tall, hits Davis. Davis is down inside the 5, down to about the 2. First down, Los Lomas, gain of 15.
What a big third down conversion right there, Dan.
Jack Davis, good enough for Los Lomas, first down.
Now watch this. It all starts up front. Look at the pocket forming, Dan. Oh boy, you can see that. He just went down and sit in that zone. There was a little open. They were playing zone, Dan. Watch him just go in and curl in this zone right here, wide open, just like they do. Well, here tomorrow.
No, actually, they're in San Diego tomorrow.
Like I said, like they do in San Diego tomorrow. Look at this. Look at
Pomerantz tackled for a loss.
Is that
That's McIver again. That guy had a TV show where he saved a bunch of people all the time.
Well, he's probably got a lot of wrenches down there and stuff, little stuff. He's, you know.
Yeah, he's got like a matchbook.
Yeah, he's putting things together. Here, I'll put this guy's shoestring together, make him trip. I'll tie him up. But he's. You know, they've been playing very, very good, Dan. This is a great game, and
this is
Irvington belongs here. Well, I tell you, they've earned the right to be here. That's for sure. It's not like, you know, I don't care if they won by 2 points. You know.
Timeout, Los Lomas. North Coast Central would like to take this opportunity to recognize.
And Dan, you know what?
On the field, Steve.
This coach has received this award of recognition.
There's a good shot here from the Oakland Coliseum, which is now the. Is it now the McAfee Coliseum?
It's a McAfee.
Here's last night, Steve.
And here's the winning kick.
Congratulations.
Now watch this kid take off running. I'll meet you at the
In-N-Out Burger.
In-N-Out Burger. I want a triple.
That's Sadehi with the kick after the penalty. If you read about it in the newspaper, Steve, you know there was a little bit of controversy because he was roughed on a 37-yard attempt and then had a 32-yard attempt that was good. Here's the celebration, the Warriors. But irregardless, still congratulations to Coach Micah Vankovich, the Ignatia Valley Warriors, all those great players over there, Graffert and Becerra and Lawson and Havens.
They deserve it.
And our buddies Pamphile and your buddy, Piaki Waseli.
Oh, what a great name. Greatest name in the world, besides Casey Castor.
Second
defensive
and 3.
line coach. And Casey Castor's really watching this.
Curl, throwing.
Right in the back of the end zone.
Touchdown.
Nice.
Beautiful, Harkins.
How nice was that?
That was about as nice of a rollout touchdown pass you'll ever see in high school football.
And Dan, you know what the thing about this is, what you're going to like? He just went down back there, planted a lounge chair, and just waited and said, here I am. Hey, I'm open, throw it to me.
You know, Steve, I often wonder when I watch this play and how it works, and especially if you have the blocking and the time, you have so many options. You can run, you can throw to a number of guys. Is how come guys, when they go for 2 or they get in those situations late in football games, especially in NFL, run the play right into the middle of the line and don't get it when they can do something like that? It just it's unbelievable to me. Well, it's a beautiful play, extra point good, 14-7. Let's take a look at it and watch what I'm talking about, all the options he has here. You talk about an option. This is not the option offense, but look at this. Now, he can throw there. Doesn't. Okay, waits. Now he can run. Now he can throw here.
Now watch him sitting back there, though. He ain't even moving.
And the thing about it is, watch where Harkins ends up. You move with where the defense makes you move. Now, he's covered. Look at Harkins. He saw the break. That's why I just can't believe that more people don't use that when they're down close to the goal line.
And Dan, what the point I like about what you're saying is the option. Look how many guys he's got running across. You got a guy at the flag. You got a guy in the back of the end zone.
I'll give you an
example. You got a guy by the Les Schwab sign waiting to catch one in the crowd there. Go ahead, Dan.
I'll give you an example. If you remember the Washington Raider game, even though the Raiders won the game, they had the ball on the 1-yard line with a first down late in the game, and they ran the ball into the line 3 straight times and went nowhere and had to kick a field goal where a touchdown really would have put pressure on the opposition, even though they won that game. You got to wonder at some point why that doesn't work for some people.
Right.
And why Jordan Curl, who's 16 years old, can do it and make it look so nice. Anyway, 14-7, Los Lomas over Irvington, second quarter. And we have a new kicker in the ball game.
Let me see.
That was number 92 kick that time. Josh Allen, who usually, I think he might be the kicker. They have like a kicker, a punter. They have like a whole squad over there.
And he kicked that to the Berkeley Marina.
There you go, Steve. You're doing well. Join the Game of the Week team. Increase awareness of your business. Call 933-6264, ask for Metal Matt, or Game of the Week at Comcast.net.
And for all you people who joined us this year, all you companies, thank you very much. If it wasn't for you, we're not here doing this game. So thanks a lot, and continue to support sports through Comcast. And Matt Mullender, get a hold of him.
Absolutely. Lee, for a couple. We haven't seen Lee really break free here, Steve, with 3:30 to go. You talk about his speed. He's very fast, very good runner.
Well,
he has 12 yards on 3 carries.
Yep, and what you're going to see here, Dan, they got 3:19 and counting right here. If they can come down and get themselves 3 right here, they're in good shape.
Because they get the ball in the second
And you know what? They're still in good shape. 14-7. All they need, they get the ball starting off the second half. Am I correct?
Yes, I just said that.
Penalty markers are down.
Dan, you know, sometimes you just pop my balloon and you hurt my feelings.
What is the score tonight, Steve?
Right now, I'm going to tell you right now.
Just
I've been
an
keeping
estimate.
score
Oh, you have.
because Jackson has.
All right.
It's 4 Dan, 1 me.
Okay. And what was your 1?
I'm lying. I don't know. I'll do 0. I will tell the truth.
There's a penalty, and it's going to be 2nd and 12. I think I gave you a point for actually attempting to get Keone Kalawaya.
No, I know what it was. I was telling you about Robert Turbin, what a stud he was, and he's only 15.
All right, 4
and you said I could have one because I did a little homework.
There you go.
Did you?
Handoff, and that is the big Kalawaya, number 99, and he gets a couple.
And Jack Davis was in on that.
4.
And Jack Davis, number 9 from Los Lomas.
From the sideline.
Let's watch number 9 get involved right here. Boom! There he is.
Kalawaya is a load, 6'1", 235.
And Luke was in on that 64. You know, when you run into that guy, you got to call for a U-Haul to get out of that mess.
Absolutely, and he's a junior, Kalawaya. They got a few guys coming back, Steve, on offense for Irvington. Ramos is a junior. Turbin is a junior.
Well,
Kalawaya, Keone
Turbin is a sophomore.
Well, I have him listed as a junior. So
He's 15.
You might have to take.
Come on.
You might have to take that off of the list there. Ramos in trouble. Oh, and then slung around by number 94. Great play by Jack Spencer. And a loss on the play. This is in a tough spot right now. They're going to be all the way back to the 16, Steve. A loss of 6. After we see this replay right here.
Loss of 6 yards.
You can see Ramos kind of spreading this field out here. Had nowhere to go.
But right here, Dan, you just fling it all the way down I-80 right there.
You just throw it straight,
you just throw it
down
to 680.
Yeah, you just throw it to Pleasanton.
Yeah, because obviously there's nothing there, and he'll be back next year.
The problem is, though, they're going to get good field position with 1:25 to go.
Jack Davis back deep to receive.
And you know Longero.
They only have 1 timeout, though.
But it's still not going to hold him back.
Peixoto, the punter, back at the 4. Good snap. There's the kick. It's a line drive. And it's taken by Davis at the 50. And Steve, I just thought of this kind of interesting fact. How many guys ever are the punter and the punt returner for the same team? Jack Davis.
Yeah, it's not very often. That's a good point, Dan. And Shane Murchison was in on that tackle right there. Give him some special team kudos right there. And with 1:01 to go, Dan, hey, they're in business right here, Dan. With 1:01, they got to move the chains. You can get up to the ball. And you know Longero.
That's Warren Parker.
Warren Parker. I see Warren at all these games. He's a great guy. I'm afraid to talk to him because he's really big.
There you go. Los Lomas, plenty of time. Curl.
Look at this.
All the way down. Harkins. Oh, nice defense that time. Broken up by Broom again.
Broom has just been all over the place. He's playing a great first half, Dan, for the Vikings.
And he cleaned that up nicely.
He did, and that's the second time you jumped on the Broom thing. You need to leave him alone. Just call him his name. His parents are happy with the name. But a real nice play by him, and he saved a touchdown right there by putting his hand up.
2nd and 10 for Los Lomas at the Irvington 45.
2nd and 10, 54 seconds to go.
You know what you do? You do this 3 times in a row. You just throw it down there and hope somebody makes a play. And
why not?
You know, why not? You got a timeout left. You can call one, set up your field goal.
Knowing Doug, though, he'll run a draw play right here.
Who knows? He might come out with trips to the right and left and
Play action, curl. No, they're going to throw.
They got him. They got him, Dan. If he throws it.
Packlabar. He's down there. He makes the catch. He turns. End zone. Touchdown. 45 yards. Steve, give yourself 2 for that one.
Yep.
What a call.
Yep.
They flung it down there again. And Curl threw a beautiful pass. And Packlabar makes the catch. He goes in for the touchdown. And it's 20-7.
I tell you, Dan, you know what? He had him beat by 8 yards when the ball was left. He had to hold up a little bit. But having said that, it was still a good enough throw. He had him beat by so much, he couldn't make up the real estate to make a defensive play on it. That is 7 big points for Los Lomas. We look up now. After this, it could be 21-7. And I'll tell you what, huge play.
I have a question for you after the extra point.
You just stunned that I put that all together is what you've done. You're speechless.
I'm trying to figure out how you put up with Roseanne for all those years after that last speech.
I made her go on a diet. And here it is, Dan. Watch this. It all happens up front. He's got plenty of time. You can see the bottom of your screen. Look at this throw. He's trying to catch up to it, but you know what? He jumps up, separates himself from the person defensive-wise, and makes an adjustment.
That was beautiful. He beat Ted Green down the right sideline.
Yep. We might be able to see this, Dan. What you're going to like, it's kind of like you throwing me off for an offensive rebound right here. Watch him go up. See, he jumped to kind of separate himself from the player. Real great play.
Another great. We got some great angles tonight out here at the call. Look at this shot right here. This is beautiful.
Now, here's what I'm talking. See how he had him beat? Look at that. Oh, baby.
So a touchdown, 45 yards from Curl to Packlabar, 21-7 Los Lomas. There's the sideline, and they're happy bunch.
Oh, yeah,
right now.
Packlabar, though, what a great adjustment by Corey Packlabar. Good job. He's only 5'6", 155 pounds, and he is a sophomore, Dan.
Allen with the little poocher, and Kalawaya called for the fair catch on a kickoff. There's something you don't see all the time, Steve. And at the 25, Irvington takes over with 44 seconds to go and a full allotment of timeouts.
Well, I'll tell you what, you just don't see a guy named Kalawaya a whole lot in a day, you know, let alone a guy calling the fair catch named that.
That's 2 things on one play you don't see a lot.
No, you don't see that a lot. And but here it is, Irvington, Dan, with 46 seconds. I think down here you want to be a little safe. You know, you don't want to, right now you're a score away from being back in it. It's not the end of the world, but it is a little bit, it gives momentum to Los Lomas. You just got to come out and respond.
Ramos, pitch. That's Lee out of bounds after a gain of about 5 yards.
And I'll tell you what, Ramos got hit, Dan, hard. It took him a little while to get up. Well, he played that option pretty good. But he's a tough kid. If you run the option, you got to be tough. You got to have, now watch this, Dan. Well, I'm looking up on the big screen up here. But he really got hit. I don't know if we have that on the replay in the truck.
Well, you know, it's weird, Steve. We don't have the yard markers on the far side, so it's kind of weird trying to figure out where the guy's going out of bounds because you can use those yard markers as your gauge. So actually, I thought that was a gain of about 5. It was really only 3.
Yeah.
Second down, option. This is Ramos looking to pitch. Oh, and he just got manhandled by Volan.
Boy, I tell you, Volan came in there like.
I think Irvington has to think about throwing the ball a little bit more, Steve. They threw it and
they were
moved
successful.
Down the field, yeah. And Ramos doesn't look like he's real comfortable in his decision-making on this option. When he turned it upfield earlier, he got 20 on 1 run. Like here, he just, and it could be Los Lomas's defense is just that good.
It is, Dan. And let me tell you what I like about this call right here. Here's Longero calling a timeout with 22 seconds left, Dan. He's got a 3rd down here. He's still got a timeout. He's thinking if I can hold him here, they're going to be punting on about the 15.
That's Los Lomas's last timeout.
Like I said, they have no timeouts left. And what has got to happen? They may go to block the kick. They go all out. Why not go block the kick?
Something could happen.
Something could happen.
That's a good point.
I'm saying with 22 seconds left, I seen you get me out of the county jail in 22 seconds once back in '79 when those trumped up charges against me was thrown my way for that, that little.
I think that's all you can say.
Shooting that 357 in the air with nobody around me.
Well, I think that was on the 4th of July, '79.
And I didn't know it was loaded. You told me it wasn't. I should have known.
Boy, people out there are going, no wonder those two have to sit alone on the other side of the Coliseum.
But for some reason, people like us, Dan. It's weird.
I know.
It's funny. Oh, well.
Here's Lee. And this is going to be spread out nicely. Again, Swisher's over there. And when Swisher's around, you don't go too far. Also, Gossage in there to make the tackle. And that should do it, Steve. The clock is running. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. It was 7-7 just a few minutes ago, but Los Lomas scores 2 late touchdowns, and they lead 21-7 at halftime from the Oakland Coliseum. We'll be back to wrap up the first half with stats and highlights after this on the Comcast Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Rocco Vialli, and this is my family.
I'm Dante.
I'm Dominic. And I'm Nina.
For the past 5 years, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria has been the
Canyon Commons Shopping Center in San Ramon. When a coach understands the player's strengths, developing a winning strategy is easy. That's also true with State Farm agent Roger Fernando. Roger knows your insurance and financial situation isn't exactly like anyone else's. But like a great coach, Roger and his team of professionals create a strategy to meet your individual needs. See State Farm agent Roger Fernando and his team at 3211A Crow Canyon Place in San Ramon.
With Knights coach Doug Longero, and coach, the opening drive was awesome all the way down there to score the touchdown. Great way to start. Tell us about that first possession.
That was good. We got the ball, moved it down the field, and punched it in. Our defense got a good turnover at the end right there, so a long ways to go. A lot of game left.
Yeah, talk about that last touchdown. Packlebar with that great catch and run. He's an exciting player. Going to be here for a couple more years, too, right?
He's a special kid, so we got a long ways to go. It's a lot of ball game left.
Coach, thank you very much. Good luck in the second half. Guys, let's go back upstairs.
Thanks, Tony. We're going to step aside for another quick break, Steve, and we'll be back to wrap up the first half. 21-7 Los Lomas at halftime.
Casino at West Trigon. All of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
I got one,
With a highly qualified coach every time you train. Your coach makes you work hard, but your coach makes you a better athlete. Train with a coach who knows. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Is your laptop or home computer driving you crazy? Paramount Technology of Concord has the answers. Located behind Tower Records in Concord, Paramount Technology has it all. Quick in-house laptop repair and servicing, mobile computer service calls, and great customer service for those wishing to have a computer made to your specifications. Your computer wizards with expert service and products for today's computer world. That's Paramount Technology of Concord at 1252 Diamond Boulevard in Concord, the computer wizards of Contra Costa.
Back at the Oakland Coliseum, the halftime score, 21-7 Los Lomas over Irvington. And let's take a look at the first half statistics in this ball game. Dominated by the Knights with 194 yards of total offense, 100 on the ground, 94 through the air. 65 yards for Irvington. Individually, Stinson has a 35 yards rushing, Pomerantz 49 for the Knights. Curlis completed 5 passes for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns, and having a great game so far. Of course, the big catch by Packlebar, the 45-yard touchdown. He also threw a touchdown pass to Harkins for a touchdown. You can see Irvington's stats there. They're led rushing by Lee with 18 yards. Ramos 3 of 4 for 40 yards and a touchdown, and Broom 2 receptions, 33 yards and a touchdown. Here's the highlights for the first half.
And right here, Dan, here's Pomerantz, and he's just kind of just waltzing right into the
You
end
like
zone.
that? That was the.
It was the waltz, the last waltz.
Yes.
You remember the band?
I
You remember
yeah.
that? That was a great tape.
Thanksgiving '76.
That's a great tape too to get the
Yes.
last waltz.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
DVD.
fun.
I have it.
Yeah, it's very great.
There you
tape.
go. 14 yards, touchdown. 7-0 after the extra point. Here's the Irvington touchdown to Broom.
Real nice pass in the corner. Did a fake post, turned to the corner, and they got results.
7-7. Then this is that kind of, this is one of those plays you'll think back and say, should we have run this?
Right.
Because these kind of plays either work really well for you or they don't. And this one obviously didn't. And then there's a fumble at the end of that play, and Voland jumped in there. I think now that I see that, it was, might have been, I think it was McGall who forced that fumble, number 42.
Okay, that's a good call, Dan.
And not long after that, this is that nice rollout by Curl into the back of the end zone to Harkins for a 3-yard touchdown pass.
And Dan, can I say one thing? I talked to Coach Longero before the game, and he said, Steve, you're really going to like the decision-making of Jordan Curl. And so far, I really have. It's been really great.
And this was a nice decision as well here to pack LeBar for 45 yards after the punt on the second play of this possession. And Los Lomas leads 21-7 at halftime from the Oakland Coliseum. So, Steve, if you're Irvington, what do you do here in the second half?
Well, Dan, I do what got me here. I just stick to the same game plan. And they're going to come out. I think I agree with you totally, Dan, that they need to throw the ball a little bit more, kind of mix it up, kind of have your run set up the pass a little bit if you can, instead of the pass setting up the run. And, they're going to get the ball to come out. I think that initial drive of the second half is very important. I think if they can get some results of that, they get right back in this game. Because once you got to realize they're down 21-7, but one score, you're right back in it. So I think that's what they have to do.
And they get the ball to start the second half. Don't forget, great friends of the program here on the Comcast Game of the Week, Rocco's Ristorani and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek.
Great minestrone soup also.
Yes, Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead.
Who's really Dave Jackson. Nobody knows that, though.
Velocity Sport. Well, you're Lucille.
Yeah.
Velocity Sports Performance in Concord.
And that's to enhance your performance and get better.
That's right. Brendan Theaters. Eon Flux with Charlize Theron is one of the new movies out at Brendan Theaters this week. Hertz Equipment Rental in Pacheco. Thanks for the scissor lift all season, guys, and helping out.
Great job, guys. Thanks.
Peacock Expressions Gallery in Antioch.
Yeah, they're down on G Street. If you want anything framed that you really want to last a lifetime, go there.
Freshie Air Systems Incorporated.
And go there, Dan. Right now, you get great deals on air conditioning. When it's the winter, that's when you get good deals.
Amorosa Antique and Floral, Diablo Auto Sales, Jeffrey Hogue, Doctor of Dentistry, GamePod Combat Airsoft, Antioch Opticians, Images of 3 Hair Salon, Recovery Carpet Care, White and Annoni, Doctors of Dentistry, Roger Fernando State Farm Insurance, the 19th Hole Casino and Lounge, Randy's Carpet Care, the New Mecca Cafe, Bridgehead Self Storage, Rock Bottom Records. Also Lito's Barbershop, Pantel's Music Box, Queen Bee's Quilt Shop, Go Cycles, the Williams Company, and Fitness 19. 21-7, Los Lomas at halftime, and we'll be back with third quarter action after this on Comcast.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible in part by a generous donation from Amorosa's Antique and Floral in Antioch, located at 204 G Street in the Old Rivertown district of Antioch. Amorosa's specializes in fresh flowers for weddings and special events with a large variety of gift items such as French soaps and candles, French jewelry, tea sets, and more. Come by today and let Amorosa's find that special gift for that special someone. That's Amorosa's Antique and Floral in the historic Rivertown district of downtown Antioch. Looking for a car or truck but having trouble getting approved credit? Let Diablo Auto Sales of Antioch find that perfect vehicle that fits your every need. With great customer service, selection, and a qualified sales staff, Diablo Auto Sales of Antioch can make your next car a reality. Se habla español. That's Diablo Auto Sales of Antioch at 1006 West 10th Street in downtown Antioch. The dentistry offices of Jeffrey Hogue, DDS. Jeffrey Hogue, DDS, and his staff has been serving East County for years with a personal commitment to their clients in uncompromising dental care with an atmosphere of comfort and experience. With state-of-the-art sterilization techniques and equipment, their staff of highly trained professionals will make your every visit one you'll look forward to in the future. That's Jeffrey Hogue, DDS, and staff at 5201 Deer Valley Road, Suite 3A in Antioch. There are two types of airsoft players, the well-equipped and the targets. GamePod Combat Airsoft provides one of the largest selections of airsoft inventory in the U.S. From beginners to advanced players, GamePod has it all. Specializing in competition-grade airsoft guns and accessories, BDUs, hydration systems, accessories, night vision, and the all-new Raptor Fast Attack vehicles. GamePod, where the elite will meet. Restore your carpet with Recovery Carpet Cleaning. It's the only way to clean your home, business, car, RV, or boat. Receive professional and dependable service with a brand new, state-of-the-art, truck-mounted system. This system will restore and clean your carpet and upholstery with a powerful dirt extraction system that you are sure to see and feel. Carpet and upholstery will be dry in hours, not days, and there won't be that chemical feeling after it's done. Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. The prize wheel spins weekly with great prizes. The Prize Patrol, promotional events, and other activities happen monthly with great giveaways and prizes. Check out the Brendan Theater website for more information and great savings ideas. Your favorite films in a great environment, all at Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh. Enjoy the movie. Thanks again to all of our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Get ready, Northern California. Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC has a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mazay invites you to experience our superior service and selection. Our new state-of-the-art facility and team of experts will make your car buying experience the best in the Bay Area.
Hi, I'm Matt Mazay. Whether it's a Cadillac Escalade or a GMC truck, I'll guarantee you the right car at the right price. Come by and see us today.
Discover the difference at Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC in the Century Auto Plaza, Pittsburgh.
It doesn't matter what sport you play. It doesn't matter what position you play. It doesn't matter whether you're turning pro or just starting out. It doesn't even matter how old you are. If you want to maximize your potential, you need Velocity Sports Performance. Velocity Sports Performance. Maximize your potential. We guarantee it.
Great Mexican food, home of the famous margarita, and fun and food in a festive environment. That's Celia's of Antioch. For over 30 years, Celia's has served specialties like fajita supreme, camarones a la ranchera, and other great Mexican food that has brought people from around the area to eat. Every Thursday night is live music from Trio and Saturday night mariachis. That's Celia's of Antioch for great Mexican food.
Back at the Oakland Coliseum, 21-7 at halftime, and there's the Los Lomas Knights coming back onto the field, Steve. You know, Steve, we've had a real good relationship with Los Lomas over the years.
Yes, we have.
Done a lot of their games, and now they have a beautiful new facility there. We were there last night, and you know, just it's a lot of fun when you get around a team and you kind of get a feel for the kids and you start to know the coaches, and we obviously, and it's kind of funny, we kind of have that with a lot of schools. We've been around long enough now to where we're starting to get to know just about everyone, and now we're starting to get to know teams like Irvington and San Leandro.
Absolutely. And Dan, you know, before you know it, you know, and you know what, Dan, life's all about relationships and meeting friends, and you know, through this experience I've had with you and Matt and this whole crew, it's been nothing but a pleasure to come out here, and you know what, I think the kids feel that, you know what I mean, and they watch it stuff, and there's the Riverboat Gambler.
Well, remember
Doug
the first game
and we
did.
need to tell everybody why he's the Riverboat Gambler, Dan. You need,
do we have? I think if we have some time here, Steve, right before the third quarter, we might be able to show you where Doug Longero got his name.
And we gave
somewhere in his highlight package.
And we gave it to him, and it was an easy name to give.
Very easy.
You know, it was not like, well, you know, what's he thinking? Well, he's rolling the dice is what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And, you know, he came up, and this is it. Go ahead, Dan. Lead into it.
It's a lot farther out than what it was before. Here we go. From the 1.5-yard line. For 2, for the ball game. Yamashita in motion. Lollinger rolling. Here comes Martinson. He's there. Yamashita. It's good. Los Lomas wins. 37-36. And it's a riot at DVC. Wow. What a game. What an ending. Unbelievable. Wow. The entire team, the student body, is on the field.
Let's just watch this, Dan. Look at this. Let's just sit back and watch it.
And so to set that up a little bit, Steve, it was triple overtime.
Yep.
36-35. Clayton was ahead after that, and he said, "You know what? That's it. We're going for 2."
Yeah,
we had
it was crazy. It was like it was for the whole tamale and enchilada with a combination plate.
And
it
a
was
salad.
everything. And salad included.
And a pitcher of tea.
And a pitcher of tea.
And a couple Coronas after that.
And Dan, can I say something?
What?
I got to go pee. And I'm 9 miles away from
I know. The bathrooms are all.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's another thing. They didn't open any bathrooms behind us, so we have to go like to section 101, which is all the way on the other side of the field.
You know, I kind of feel like a foster child over here. You know, they sent us all the way over here. But here we go, Dan.
We'll do the best we can, Steve.
There we are.
Here we are. Hello. There's everybody. Jeremy, Dave, Steve, and I. Tony's going to do the second game with us so Steve can go celebrate his birthday. Short kick down to the 28-yard line, and another fair catch called for that time by Isaac Saliga. Isaac Saliga. Remember that name, Steve?
Well, Dan, I will. And like I said, Dan, hitting into this, I think this is, you know, obviously, Dan, this initial drive is very important for them. I think, you know, we're going to see. This is what's so great about high school football. No matter what football coach you are, there's always adjustments at halftime. You want to see what they do.
Look at last night. Down 14,
absolutely.
7 minutes to go. Miramonte scored 2 and then lost it on a last-second field goal. And now there was some hitting on that first play.
And you know, Dan, you know there's some hitting because if you look at it, we're 120 yards away from them, and we're here in helmets.
Yeah.
You hear that? So that tells you that there is some smack mouth going down there on that field right now.
It's smash mouth, actually. But
like I said, Daniel, there's a lot of smash mouth going down there. Where did I get smack mouth? Oh, those
smack down and smash mouth. You mix the two together.
I've been known to do that.
Yes.
Go ahead, Dan.
That was Kalawaya. Gain of 4, second down. Ramos keeps it, and he gets hammered, and he breaks free. And a good gain this time of about, I'll say 5, and it's going to be 3rd and 1.
It's going to depend where they mark it, Dan.
He got hammered on the replay.
Yes, he did.
Someone on that far sideline. Was it the big man?
Look at Big 94 coming off. I mean, you know.
That's where we are.
That's where we are, folks.
Can you see us up there?
And here's the field. Work to the left, and here's the field. And I put some of that spray stuff on you that the girls attack you with. It don't work. What's that stuff called, Dan?
I forget.
Ice or I don't know.
Yeah, the girls had mace. That's true.
Oh, you know what, Dan?
Wow, I don't think he got there.
He didn't get there, Dan.
Wow, he got hit at the line of scrimmage.
No, he got pushed back.
Volan was there. Volan's played a good game.
Let's see where they have the forward progress, and let's see if he made it. He didn't need much. I think he only needed like a half a foot.
Cameron Bond.
It's 4th down, Dan, and I don't see the punting unit coming on. I see him just sitting out there.
Yeah, look at Volan.
They're going to go.
Volan.
They're going to go, Dan.
Look at that. Wow,
it's just,
man.
And you know one thing I noticed, Dan, about Los Lomas coming out? They are a big team. They are very big. They got some big guys.
This is a huge play. 4th and 1. Early 3rd quarter. Oh, and he didn't get there. Swisher.
What a hit.
What a play. Oh, my. They tried to run Kalawaya over the left side, and Swisher just said that. That is not a highlight reel play.
Look at this. Look at this.
Send to a college. Look at that. There is that's one guy telling another guy, no way, you're not making a first down. Now, this is a huge play. Los Lomas scores here, Steve. I think it's over. I think the Blue Wave is going to have a sad ride down 880 on the way home after this.
And you know, Dan, I'll tell you what, I'm speechless after that hit. That was
amazing.
That's big time. That's bringing it. That's flat out getting it on.
And now, there you go. All those things.
All those things.
Back on offense, Pomerantz running behind Miller and Swisher over there and Relifson.
Yep.
And he gains a couple. Second down.
Number 44 was in on that, Dan, for the that was Tommy Denny. He was in on that. And Dan, I'll tell you what, you know, what a big momentum shifter for the second half, starting out early right here. And I agree with you, Dan. They need to get tough right here, and I feel they can't give up really nothing right here.
There's the Irvington coach. There's Coach Spain on the sideline over there.
No, that is not Coach Spain.
All right.
No, he's about 40 years younger than that gentleman. It's on the ground, Dan.
It's on the ground. Irvington has it.
They got it.
So there's the break they needed. It was Stinson, I believe, who fumbled that pitch. And on the ground,
McIver.
Yep, McIver, who's played a good game.
McIver has really played a good game. Johnny on the spot right there, Dan. And I'll tell you what, this is what they needed. Right here, watch the pitch. Let's see. He just took his eyes off it. He was looking where he was going, and right there.
Does Coach Spain have a mustache?
No, Coach Spain he kind of looks like, who does he look like?
I haven't met him. I just talked to him on the phone.
Well, a very nice guy.
Oh, I see him. He's at the 30-yard line right now wearing black pants.
Yep, there he is right there.
Yep, that's him. Here's a long pass on first down to Broom. Oh, and they're going to call interference as it was a pair of fours out there running. That was Charles Clancy defending Broom, but he got there early, Steve, and this is going to be a penalty. Now, this is not, though, the worst penalty because unlike professional football, it's just a 15-yard penalty. In the pros, the ball would be at the 20-yard line.
What you're going to see is his backhand on his back, Dan. He does a real good job knocking the ball down, but look at the other hand. Watch the other hand when this ball comes down, Dan. It's pushing him away. He's on the inside of him with his left hand, and he's separating him from the ball and the body. You're going to be able to see it here. Watch his left hand kind of push the receiver to his left, and then you're going to be able to see it right here. See that left hand? He's pushing him away.
He played. That was a great play, though. That's a tough one right there. Good call, but a tough play.
Yep.
Lee on first down.
And lucky he even got to that handoff, Dan. He slipped on his takeoff right there, and lucky there wasn't a mistake right there. He kind of recovered from that. But hey, this is what Irvington needed. They kind of opened the door for him, you know.
Steve, I don't know if we can get a shot of this, but we have we always say, remember the joke, where's the moon?
Right.
We had beautiful shot of a beautiful sliver of the moon up there right above us tonight. Beautiful night out here. It's crystal clear. Hard to believe it's December.
Well, what happened to the rest of it?
We'll have to send you back to astronomy class and try to explain that to you. Lee chased outside and in big trouble, and guess who finished that off?
Well, I'm going to go with the Swisher Licklish. but you know what, Dan? It's really hard to run wide on these guys because they're very fast.
Look at that. Is that beautiful?
What's in front of it, though?
Well, that's something on our TV screen.
But what's covering the moon? I've never known that.
It has to do with the way the sun's shining on it, Steve.
Okay.
Yes, it is kind of a blue moon right now.
Right now for Irvington. Now watch this. Look at this pursuit. Here comes the cavalry.
Absolutely. Steve, it's third and Salinas.
Okay.
Ramos to throw. In trouble again. And he's sacked. And there's a number we haven't called very often. Number 80, Kevin Reed, a sophomore, who came up from the junior varsity squad.
Well, you know what? Kevin Reed, he gets in the mix. You know, good job by Kevin. Hey, he's at the Coliseum. He says, hey, I saw Reagan Upshaw do this one time with the Raiders. I could do it.
He did it here with the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Yes, he did. The last time De La Salle lost here in North Coast Sectional.
A lot of stuff to talk about during the De La Salle-San Leandro game later.
And I wish you and Tony the best. Have a good call, Dan.
Thank you.
I'll be having
lobster?
Half a cow. There's a cow shaking in his boots right now.
He's going, uh-oh. Here comes Sanchez. Here's the punt. Peixoto puts a foot to it. And taken by Davis at the 25-yard line. Davis out of bounds after a 7-yard return.
And he was run out by number 54 there, Dan. And I'm on the wrong roster, so I'm going to go to Daniel Rojas.
There you go, 31-yard punt.
Nice special team by Rojas. And I always liked Rojas ever since I was a kid, and I followed Cookie Rojas.
There you go.
And I liked Cookie Rojas. He was a shortstop with the Kansas City Royals. And Jackson saying the Philadelphia Phillies, so I know that's wrong. Go ahead, Dan.
There's the winter's schedule. We're going to do some soccer games for you early, and then the West Coast Jamboree. That's that tournament Dave Jackson runs that you had trouble figuring out how he puts it all together.
But he does a great job on it, and it's one of the big-time Jamboree ones, Dan.
From the 32, first down, Stinson, big gain.
Oh, yeah.
Out to the 41, 9 yards on first down.
Whenever you get a 9-yard run on the first down, Dan, that's always nice. And right now, Dan, you know, you're really up front. Anderson, Swisher, Miller, Hayes, and Dan, help me. Rollifson. They are doing a great job up in the trenches right now. They're pushing them off the ball, and that always helps when you're a running back.
Big drive here. Irvington needs to stop Los Lomas again. Here's Stinson, first down, out to the 45. Bottom of that pile was Tommy Denny.
And Casey Hayes, big number 7. He's 6'4", 265 pounds. Casey Hayes, and he's a senior. And I'll tell you what, he's Mr. Hayes to me. I met him. I said, Mr. Hayes, you are a big young man.
Yes, a little quiet.
Well, right now, Dan, they're in meditation.
Well, they had it going after they got the fumble. They got a first down, and then but the penalty and the losses pushed them back, and they weren't going to take a chance again and go for it on 4th down.
A lot of football left, Dan. 6:05 in the 3rd.
Curl hands off to Stinson, and Stinson straight up the gut.
And, you know, once you start getting 4, 5, 6 yards of crack, Dan, you know, things are falling into place. Because I'll tell you what happens with this offense right here. Let's watch this on the replay, Dan. Look at that hole right there, Dan. And right there, number 33 comes in. He does a good job of, but by the time he gets him and he gets a couple extra yards just with his movement. 2nd and 5, Dan. 5-yard gain right there. Number 33 for Irvington was in on that, Dan. And that's Swaby, Stephen. And he's a 5'8", 175-pound senior.
And what does he do?
Well, Swaby, what he does is he likes gardening, and he also fixes bicycles on the weekend.
Thanks. Good homework, Steve.
Yeah.
Right from midfield. 2nd and 5. Curl, play action, throwing, gets hit. And that ball was up for grabs. We saw Mr. Swaby running down there with Bolin and Rullifson, the tight end, and it's incomplete. Going to bring up 3rd down right from midfield, Steve.
Well, Dan, you know what? He was open right there. He got a little bit hit, and his arm kind of, the motion threw his motion off. But I'll tell you what, Curl, Jordan, you've done a great job, and right now he's talking along Gerald. Let's watch to see if he gets hit, Dan, because he had the man open. Let's see if he gets a little contact.
Right there.
Yep, a little bit. That's what made it. And then look at, yep. That's a good call right there. And he was wide open down there, Dan.
Big play here. Irvington needs to get the ball back. 5:09 to go, 3rd quarter. 21-7 Los Lomas.
And the chant of defense goes up.
I heard that.
I knew you did. I just wanted to remind you.
Curl, deep drop this time. Rolling, in trouble, throws. Oh, that was almost picked off. That's your boy, number 6, Robert Turbin.
I wish
if he would have caught that, he could have ran down to Irvington High School.
I wish he was my boy, because I'd be getting me a house up in Walnut Creek about right now in Alamo somewhere. Now look at them. They're smelling out the swing pass, Dan. Oh, Nelly.
Yes.
Number 11 did a great job on the pursuit there, Dan. Help me.
Keoki Kalawaya.
Thank you. I'm not even going to.
You know what we got to do from now on when there's a name like that?
Yeah.
We'll have you do a soundbite.
Okay.
And then whenever you can't pronounce it, Matt can just plug it in real quick. You'll say, that's number 11, and Keoki Kalawai.
Well, they get the ball back, Dan.
Nice punt.
Oh,
wow.
Beautiful punt.
Davis, they let it go. This ball bounces in the end zone. That's a huge kick. A 50-yard punt, no return. So Irvington will start from the 20 here with 4:54 to go in the 3rd quarter, down by 2 touchdowns. And at some point, they're going to have to score here, Steve. Purchase your copy of this game. UPS shipping included, $25. We'll give you a DVD or VHS tape, 933-6264. Don't forget, if you're watching this game on Sunday now, next week we'll have the De La Salle San Leandro 4A final, which we'll tape right after this, as De La Salle goes for its 14th straight North Coast Section Championship.
And folks, I'm telling you, order these DVDs. They're memories for a lifetime, and they help put on these games also.
That's right. Ramos to throw. 1st down.
Nice.
Broom at the 33 and taken out of bounds.
Clancy, number 4.
Clancy was there. Yamashita over there.
And see, Dan, I think this is what you were kind of talking about. I think they need to go back to this, throw the ball, because they've been successful. And it kind of surprised me a little bit. They came out running in the 2nd half. But, you know, that's their strong point. And when you're a team and you get this far, it's hard to change things, Dan. But you know what? I think they're going to start, they're realizing that, hey, it's really hard to run against this defensive front. Well, you're going to see them throwing the ball, I think,
a little bit. They have 28 yards rushing in the ball game and 54 passing. Handoff to Lee. And Lee this time breaks outside. This is the best run of the night for Lee as he gets out to midfield. Nice gain that time, Steve, of 12 yards. Ran, looked like a counter to the right side and then made some nice moves for the 1st down.
And Dan, that's my case in point. I think they should run. Like I said, I think the run should set up the pass. But see what you did there, the pass did set up the run. They got a little bit of breathing room. They got that 1st down. Now they read it. Now I think they're going to pass it. So you know what that means? Run.
Actually, that was just a straight handoff there, but the way he ran, the angle he took, made it look kind of like a counter there at the end. From the 50, Lee.
Yeah.
And guess who? You know, there's got to be a way to stop that guy when someone figures it out. It'll make them a lot of money. But when Swisher gets a hold of you, you can forget about it. It's kind of like when Dirty Harry got involved in a case.
Right.
It ended real fast.
Yeah. Or it's kind of like that CSI guy when he turns his head sideways and asks you a question, you know you're in trouble.
I mean, Swisher doesn't miss you.
No.
It's like throwing a fastball to Barry Bonds.
Yeah.
If it's down the middle of the plate, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be bouncing in water not long after that.
And you know, Dan, the thing about this is really the point that when you run straight at them, they're having difficulty. That's why I think they should pass. No, that's not Bob Spain.
That's not Bob Spain.
No, Bob Spain.
That's Tom. I bet that's Tom Casassa.
That is Tom. That is Tom. I talked to him a little bit before the game. Great guy. And he is the offensive coordinator right there. And he does a very good job.
Bob Spain.
There
right
he is with his hands folded.
Yes.
Turned around. And he's looking. He's got the black pants right there. And he kind of looks like Don Johnson's brother.
That's not a bad thing.
No, he's kind of got a real good-looking face on him, and he's concerned right there. You can tell by looking at him.
There's the fans and the band. They're having a good time. Yeah, that's another thing. Well, you know another thing, too, people don't realize that we've done 3 games.
Right.
That's 6 teams.
Right.
3 of these teams we haven't even done this year.
Right.
So I spent about 15 hours on the phone in my spare time this week, rosters, getting ready. And don't even get to meet Bob Spain before the game because of certain things. We know Longero, so people don't realize that kind of stuff. It's not like the NFL. You know, in the NFL right now, all the announcers are having dinner with the teams right now tonight, getting ready for their games.
Well, you know, Dan, what helps us all here is that, you know, when you used to work with the San Jose Earthquakes, you used to have stuff plastered all over. I come here, I got everything I need. If you get rid of Jackson, we'll be in great shape.
It helps you.
Yeah.
Here's Ramos.
That's why you
rolling, throwing. Oh!
He caught that.
It was caught. Wow, Gossage dove. The pass was to Randolph, who made a great catch at the 37-yard line. First down, Vikings.
And good for Randolph, because he was the one that went through his hands there in the first quarter. That would have moved the chains. This is a big throw. It could have been picked. Let's watch this, Dan. He rolls out a little bit, buys himself a little time. Now he sees him there. Now watch this. Great shot.
That was good camera work, guys.
Boy, do we have some camera guys or what? You know them? I've never met them. No, they're great guys.
Yes, they are.
We're gonna mention all of them.
Ramos throwing again, looking to the end zone. The throw. Oh, it's caught but out of bounds. Wow, nice play down there. That was Broom, but it was either Yamashita or Gossage down there in coverage.
Yep.
Steve, and that pass is thrown out of bounds. So Irvington, you know what? This is one of those.
Watch this, Dan.
They're getting real close. That was Gossage.
Yep.
But they're just not getting in. You know what I mean? They need to break through. They need to score here, or they obviously need 2 touchdowns to just tie the game.
Right.
But just to feel good about themselves, they need to get one here, I think, in the third quarter.
Dan, and I agree with you. And you know what? If they get one in the third quarter, all the momentum goes back to them again.
Here's Ramos again, play action, rolling, throwing.
Nope.
Intended for Broom. A diving attempt is incomplete at the 25. Gossage once again.
But see, Dan, what I like about this is that they're doing the passing game, and they're letting Ramos do his thing. He's buying time with his legs because he's had a lot of pressure, and I still think this is their best way to succeed. Even though they're coming up a little short here, they still need to throw the ball, let Ramos have the option to run or throw.
You know what I think would work against Los Lomas in a situation like this is a screen pass.
Well, could be.
Because they come real good, they have outside coverage, but in some offenses they don't have those kind of plays. Oh, am I good or what, Steve? Did I just call this? Here's Lee on a screen, and it worked. However, it did not get them a first down. That's one of the few times I'm going to ask for kudos.
Gosh darn it. Since you're asking, I got to give you 2 because you never ask. So now it's 6-2, and I'm in the ball game, folks. I lost 17-1 one game with you.
I think that was last night.
Good call, Dan. No, the game before that. And you know what they did? That was a good call, Dan. They tried to get this guy out in the open. They want to get him some touches.
That's what I was talking about.
You put the ball in the hands of your playmaker.
That's right. And here's that pass.
Yep.
And here it is to Lee, and he made
a
nice cut.
65. Yep. What a great job, Dan.
This is a huge play for Irvington.
Jason Swisher again. Boy, he's just all over the place.
4th and 2, Ramos.
He's there.
Out pass, and he threw it away.
Didn't get it to him.
He had Broom,
yeah,
and it was incomplete. He just didn't get the pass out to him, and Los Lomas takes over at the 29-yard line.
And you know what, Dan, I like about that? The offense is coming off, and you see all the coaches clapping their hands. They're telling them, guys, it's okay. We're gonna break through this here.
They just can't let Los Lomas go down the field
No.
and score here. I think another touchdown will put the final nail in the coffin.
And look where he could have ran. Look at that hole right there. He could have just took off, and he could have ran all the way over. Let me see, that direction over there. He could have ran to Tony Lima Golf Course and took a left and went and got me a hot toddy.
There you go. First down. Inside handoff, Stinson. And Stinson is wrapped up and gets a couple more out to the 34. I don't know what's worse, getting wrapped up by your team or then having Swisher and all the other big guys push you ahead.
6-yard gain.
Justin Ramos was in on that, Dan, number 3. First time we called his name tonight, and he grabbed a hold and said, well, and number 7 was in on it.
There's the gambler.
Shane Murchison.
Yep, he does have his
Look
field
at, I got
pass
one of those too, Dan, just like him.
It's on backwards, though.
I'm surprised I was able to put mine around my neck. But here we go, Dan. Go ahead, do your thing.
2nd and 5. Stinson. First down. 8-yard gain.
That ball's
on the ground, but
they're gonna call it
contact. Down. Room came in to clean that up. And I didn't even mean to say that time.
Yeah. Let's watch this, Dan. Let's see where this ball came out at.
Yeah,
that's a good
down.
call. That's
yeah,
a good call.
Down. Minute 27 to go, third quarter. Stinson with 67 yards tonight.
And number 4 from Irvington was on that. Tyler Broom. He's had a good game. Real good game. You know, one thing, you got to like the spirit of this Irvington team, Dan. You
Absolutely.
really do. You really do. These guys they're playing their heart. Look at this.
Nice
Look at
play
that.
in the bat.
That's my
Turbin.
boy.
Yep.
That's my boy right there.
Didn't Turbin tell you he's going to play in the NFL?
No, that was his coach. He goes, this kid will be in the NFL. That's how good he is.
Wow.
That's how big we think of this guy here. He's unbelievably he goes, you're going to like him. Boy, I tell you. I'm on his bandwagon.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look at that right there.
Yeah, just
good move.
Yeah. Like I said, I like the heart of this team, this Irvington team. I really do. They belong here, Dan. I don't care if they won by 1 point. They showed their heart. This is the 3rd week in a row they put their heart on the field. They've done a great job.
Curl with a nice play action move, but he's in big trouble. Gets away. Now he's rolling, and he gets away again. Gets a block, throws, and he finds Davis. And Davis is down to the 35-yard line. Wow, what a play by Curl to find Davis after getting away from 2 players. Rojas and Simpson were there to make the tackle. Beautiful play that time, Steve. 30-yard gain.
Are you kidding me, Dan?
It's amazing.
Are you kidding me? Let's watch number 33 right here. He takes his wallet from him. That's a felony. And right here comes a misdemeanor. But right here, here's a throw. Look at this. Wow.
That was a great play.
Absolutely. This is some highlight stuff here.
Last play of the 3rd quarter. That'll do it. 21-7 Los Lomas as we finish this replay. And we'll be back for the 4th quarter from the Oakland Coliseum on Comcast after this.
Since 1980, Fresky Air Systems Incorporated has been keeping Contra Costa cool and comfortable. With an expert crew of technicians and staff, let Fresky be your indoor comfort professionals. Our Lennox Signature home comfort systems are designed to deliver efficient and economical air and heat for your individual needs. Air conditioning to heating, duct cleaning to emergency service calls, Fresky has you covered. From the homeowner to the commercial world, Fresky Air Systems Incorporated. Reliable and trusted service since 1980.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and this is my family.
I'm Dante. I'm Dominic. And I'm Nina.
For the past 5 years, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria has been the proud sponsor of the Comcast High School Game of the Week. As a neighborhood restaurant, being part of our community has been very important to my family and staff. I'd like to personally invite you to become part of our family. Great pizza, great pasta, and great people. Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria, a part of your community.
Quality fine art, collectibles, and framing. Peacock Expressions Gallery of Antioch has it all. A wide variety of custom framing to fit everyone's needs. A certified showcase gallery with unique art from Thomas Kincaid, Lenox Classics, Franz, Thomas Blackshear, Armani.
Fourth quarter starts in Oakland. 21-7 Los Lomas. Stinson. And a penalty flag comes in. It should be a hold in that area.
Yeah,
Steve.
it usually is, or a face mask. It's usually a hold, though. Hey, Dan, on Rocco's, I want to thank them. Rocco's, they really help us out a lot. Tell you a little story I bet you didn't know. His dad, Rudy, opened up the first Italian restaurant on the island of Oahu in Waikiki in 1974.
Wow.
Yeah, and Rudy Batali, not Rudy Valley, Rudy Batali, okay.
Bialy.
Bialy. He opened up the first Italian restaurant over there, and it was just, it's been nothing but a big hit over there. You know.
Wow, there was a fumble on this play, Steve, at the end, which we kind of got late. We need to see a replay of this.
Well, they didn't tell us that.
Well, it didn't look like it at all. It looked like a penalty, but there was a fumble, and the penalty was declined, and now Irvington gets the ball back.
But let's see it. Good call.
Yeah, good call right there.
Boy, you know what? I'll tell you what. These guys here, they're not putting them away, Dan. They are not putting them away, and they should. And you know what? You know what happens when you don't do that?
Yeah, you get things like last night, Ramos. Although, when you have a guy like Mr. Swisher around,
yeah,
you know he's like that guy. Remember in the Pulp Fiction, about halfway through when they had to have the guy come in, he was like the cleaner. It was Harvey Keitel. That's what Swisher is. He's like the guy that cleans up all the messes.
Yeah, he's like that, or he's like the guy in Fargo where he shot me in the neck. I can't believe he shot me in the neck. You know. Steve Buscemi, I love that when he's bleeding from the neck and he's yelling at the guy for shooting him. But here we go, Dan. Do your thing. Irvington, here they come.
Second down. Ramos to throw. And he's going to run. And he's got some room. And he's very close to a first down.
He's
Swisher
got it.
Was there with Clancy out to the 42-yard line.
First down, Dan. Like I said, I think he's short. No, first down.
But you waffle more than those people down at the country waffle.
Oh, I'm a bandwagoner, Dan. There's no doubt about it. But here's what he does. When you have a quarterback who could beat you with your legs and your arms, you're in a good situation.
Steve Young comes to mind.
Yep. And who was in on that, Dan? Who's number 65, Dan?
That's Mr. Swisher.
Thank you.
Oh, and that's a face mask. That's going to be a 15-yard face mask on either Luke or Woods.
That was on Luke.
Yeah, and this is a 15-yard.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Watch this. Look at this. Turn. Big one. You're right, Dan. Good call, Dan.
Because he really twisted him around on this one.
Well, you can get a neck injury real quick on that. You got to throw that. Look at this.
Yep.
If that's not a 15, then Dave Jackson's not 95 years old.
But he is. So
he is.
And that was a 15-yard penalty. So now Irvington in business at the 42-yard line. Steve, we have 10:49 to go, and this is just about where last night Miramonte started making their run.
Absolutely.
Ramos will pass. And he throws the ball low, and it's incomplete. It bounced to Broom.
And the Irvington fans do not like that. They're not saying Lou. They're saying boo.
No, and they're not saying Broom.
They're not saying Broom.
They're saying
and it bounced.
It bounced.
It
that
bounced.
Was a good call.
You know what, Dan? I really feel they have to score on this possession right here. I really do. And they got a net there because, you know, well, they're very hostile fans over there. You want to? No, they're great people over there.
Some of them are in the black hole on Sundays here. Here's Ramos out, and little swing pass. This is Turbin. Turbin makes a move, makes another, and he's tackled at the 33-yard line. It's going to be short of the first down.
Dan, I want to just let everybody. Yeah, he's limping. Turbin's coming up a little gimpy right there. Let's watch this right here, Dan. It's just a 4-step drop. Right here, a little out pattern to the sidelines, and right here he does a fake, a juke, and then a jake, and then a tackle by number.
I think it was Volan.
Yeah. Nice hands though. Boy, Davis just collapsed his lower body when he made that move on him. Go ahead, Dan.
3rd and 2. Another huge play. And you know what? That's Swaby who's in the game as a running back. They just simply cannot get it done on the ground, Steve. At this point, they have to throw the ball.
And Dan, big number 68, help me, Dan. Los Lomas.
John Cast. Oh, no, actually, Will Rollifson was there.
Rollifson was in on that. And you know what? I think I would ban him running right at him up the middle. Yeah. It's just they haven't got. I bet you they've run 12, 13 plays and haven't got plus yardage the whole game. You know, right here it's fourth down. What I like to do here, I'm going to get my playmaker Ramos. I'm going to roll him out to the far side of the field, to the left. I'm going to give him the option to run or throw. And I'm not going up in the middle of them.
Well, Irvington's had their chances, Steve. They just have not been able really to do a lot against this Los Lomas defense. A lot of people thought that their defense would win this. And a fumble. The ball's on the ground, and they're going to turn it over to Los Lomas again.
No, they got it back, Daniel.
Well, it's 4th down, Steve.
Well, like I said, they're turning it over to Los Lomas. Whether they recovered it or not.
Let's take a look at it, see who forced this fumble, made the big play.
57, Daniel.
Yeah, it was. Jesse Woods.
Jesse Woods. We've called his name a little bit. And you know, Dan, we've called a lot of people's name on Los Lomas. It's a very aggressive defense where everybody gets involved. Nobody wants to be left out at the party. You know, it's everybody's.
Well, I think at this point right now, Steve, if this continues at 21-7, the player of the game might be their defense, and then we'll have to give it to the big man being the leader of the defense, which is Mr.
absolutely.
Swisher. He's played a great game. First down from the 40, Curl inside to Pomerantz, and maybe 1. So here's the situation, 9:02, and the clock running here in the 4th quarter. Oakland Coliseum, Los Lomas 21-7. No scoring here in the second half, Steve.
And Robert Turbin was in on that.
Had a lot of mistakes and penalties. There's the scoreboard from the McAfee Coliseum, which was once the Network Associates Coliseum, which was the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum when I used to work here.
That's right. And I remember when you worked here.
Had my own office.
You had your own office, and that's as far as I will go with that story.
That was a good cutoff there, Steve. Here's Pomerantz. And that's the thing about these guys, too, Los Lomas.
Dan, when you look at Turbin, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Twice in a row we didn't call him. He made the both plays. Go ahead, Dan.
But I'm just saying, you know, you got Pomerantz. You run Pomerantz. And then Stinson. You run Stinson. And you got Curl. And every year they have guys like this. You know, Curl will be back next year, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Yamashita will be back next year. They're going to have a good team again. We'll see him a few times, I'm sure.
And, you know, the thing about it is Longero may not be back. He may be with the Niners or something. Who knows?
Or the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, he may be with the Lions. They may, you know. Let's get that guy in Walnut Creek. He always wins, you know.
Well, you remember we talked about Acalanes last week when we did their game. Acalanes' program wasn't very good for a long time. Neither was Los Lomas's until Longero arrived. Curl swings it to Pac LeBar, and it's dropped. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. You rearranging the coaches sheet, Steve?
Well, Dan, I just want to sit and look over here and pull out the coaching thing. Greg Burkett and Warren Parker.
It's Greg Beekert.
It's Beekert. Oh, that's the guy who played linebacker. He was good.
He played here. He played for the Raiders.
Rob Bunting.
Yes.
Jim Carlson.
Yeah.
Who's this guy? Pavlovich?
Nick Pavlich.
Pavlich.
Yeah, he was a quarterback at UC Davis.
Oh,
see the little notes I write in there for you?
He was at quarterback when they beat Stanford, was he?
No. That was about 3 months ago. You bozo. 28-yard line after the punt. Thank God that last play was just a drop pass. Didn't need any color on that one, Steve.
And, Dan, you look at this. You talked about J.C. Lewis.
There you are. We're on right now. There we are.
Happy birthday, thank you, guys. I'm Tom Arnold. I know. I've heard it all.
Steve, 101.
I ain't going to do no birthday dance, but I'm going to eat later.
I bet you. Where are you going?
You know where I'm going? I'm going to Long Tree Golf Course. Up on the top, beautiful. Have you been there?
Well, we had my wife's reunion there. I just haven't eaten there for dinner. Here's Turbin out in the flat. Turns it upfield. Oh, and then, oh, wow.
Dan, they just gang tackled.
Well, you know, I think they threw a flag that time because the tackle hurt so bad. I mean, it didn't look like a penalty. Just like Swisher and Luke just looked like they were going to, it looked like something that goes on in the rec yard at San Quentin.
You know,
watch this. I mean,
it's crazy. It's like that Prison Break movie, you know? It's everybody is just a jailhouse rock is what it is.
Watch this right here.
Watch this. Herky jerk. Now watch everybody just meet here. Number 68 comes from the backside.
I think there was
65.
Yep, and then
that's
Swisher.
Is that Swisher?
That's Swisher. Watch right here from this angle, Steve. Right here, bam. You know when Swisher hits you, there's not, you don't go any farther forward. You're stopped right there. Ramos chased out of the pocket.
He's got room.
Throws. Almost intercepted by Davis, intended for Broom.
That was a decision he wished he
Actually
could have
for
back.
Lee. Excuse me, check that. It was Lee.
There was nobody within 20 yards of him on that rollout, Dan. He could have ran up the field. You can't see it here, Dan, but right here he's going to roll out. Right here, there is nobody. Watch this here. There's nobody there, Dan. This guy had his back turned.
8 of 14 for 93 yards for
Maybe
Ramos.
you can see it here, Dan. Look at this field over here, Dan. Look at this.
Wow.
Look at this.
He could, yeah.
He had one guy he had to beat, 42.
McGall, that was it.
McGall, that was it. And I think he could have did that. But here we go.
2nd and 10. And once again pressured out of the pocket. Ramos will run, makes a cut, and is tackled at the 46-yard line by guess who?
Swisher.
Well, you know, Steve, in the second half, the running game, that really hasn't been there. Passing, not bad. Most of their big plays have come on penalties.
Well, Dan, here we are in the fourth quarter, 6:40 going. If they don't score this time, they're going to need some sort of a turnover, a mistake by the Knights for these guys to get into it. They control their own destiny right here. They need to score right now, and no ifs, ands, and buts about it. This is it. This is the drive.
Well, 3rd and 5 from the 46. Ramos throws, has Turbin. Turbin has a first down to the 45-yard line. The problem now is the clock, Steve.
That's absolutely right. It's Los Lomas' ally right now. And, you know, they just really, really need to score real quick.
Well, that's the thing I was going to say. They don't seem to have that kind of big play capability. Right. They kind of drive you down. That one drive where they scored, they had a couple of big plays, got in the end zone quick. It's the only time they've done it in the course of this game.
Well, what they need to do is have a couple quick plays right now, big plays right now, Dan. As simple as that.
One of the Knights is down. Looks like he has a cramp, and they're working on that, Steve.
Yeah, those hurt. I got one putting a TV dinner in one time, a cramp, and boy, I tell you what, that was...
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. 21-7, Los Lomas.
Looking for quality equipment rental with a helpful, friendly staff? Hertz Equipment Rental of Pacheco has over 4,100 pieces of reliable equipment to choose from, ready for delivery. Or if you're looking to purchase equipment, check out our pre-owned equipment sales list for super bargains on well-maintained pre-owned equipment. With Hertz, you have the right tool to get the job done. That's Hertz Equipment Rental at their new location, 30 South Buchanan Circle in Pacheco. Call Hertz today, 925-680-0316.
First down, Irvington, 45-yard line of Los Lomas after the injury. I think that was just a cramp and they've taken the Los Lomas player off on the sideline.
And that's good news.
Here's Ramos to throw. Flushed out of the pocket again. Good coverage downfield by the Knights. Ramos can run, though. And Ramos down the far sideline is out of bounds at the 30. I want to say the 34-yard line. There's the spot.
That's going to move the chains, Dan. That's a first down. That was a good decision-making on his part. He just kind of rolled out. Watch number 80 come on a speed rush. 54, let's give him kudos. He pushes him out, Dan. That's Kevin Reed on the outside. And 54 did a real good job there for the Vikings on pushing him out and making that play happen a little bit, Dan. That was Daniel Rijos. Good job by Daniel and good decision-making. Number 42 makes a tackle, and that is John McGill?
McGall.
Like I said, John McGall.
There you go. 34-yard line, first down.
I hope I can find my car when this thing's over.
Wow, and that's one of the biggest runs of the night. That's the big man, Keone Kalawaya.
Yep.
And Kalawaya bashes down inside the 20 to the 18, first down. So, Steve, if they can score here quick, they might have a shot.
Dan, and if a referee ever had his life just flash in front of his face, it's this guy right here.
Right here.
He goes, oh, my, uh-oh, I know he's... Yeah, he's moonwalking. He goes, the Hawaiian is coming at me. Go ahead, Dan, do your thing.
First down. 5:37 to go in the ball game. 21-7, Los Lomas. Ramos in trouble. Throws one up for grabs. Oh, and he threw it away. Thank God he threw that towards Alameda, Steve, or that could have been big trouble.
And that's exactly what that direction is. You're good. Well, you know what? We had the sun that set us up on our directions, yeah. You know, that's
Matt ordered that, he told me.
Did he?
The sun, right? That way Steve will know that's west. I'll never forget the time you had it all set up for, like, Cal, and you said Dublin.
Right, I know.
That was a classic. I'll never forget that one. So.
Well, that's, you know what? My weaknesses are my strengths. That's what I'm finding out.
But last week you were good. Wine country, that was a good one.
That was good. You're telling me Matt ordered the sun and he can't order a coat through QVC. Okay.
Oh, and the moon's gone.
Wow.
How does that always happen?
Yeah, I don't know.
Second down, Turbin in motion. Here's Ramos to throw again. Throws.
Nice catch, Dan. That's a nice catch.
Yes, it is caught. That's number 80, Randolph.
That's his second big catch right there. Boy, I tell you, that's going to move the change. You're going to have a first and goal, Dan.
At the 8.
At the 8.
Down.
Here we go. Watch this catch, Dan. And I like this because he threw it where only his guy could get it. Watch this, Dan. He's the only guy going to catch that ball.
Wow, that was a good catch.
Real net right there. And you know what? Good call. With 5:19, there's a sense of urgency right here, Dan. They're answering the call. It's my birthday. Christmas is coming up. I'm so happy, Dan.
Ramos, Turbin inside. Turbin down to the 5. Yamashita was there with Luke. But they need to get in, Steve. They don't want to waste another couple minutes here because they're going to need a big defensive stand. Although, one thing you got to say here, Los Lomas is keeping them in the game. Fumbles, penalties.
Absolutely. And like I said, they didn't put them away, Dan. They had chances to really put them away, and they haven't. And, boy, I said it before. I'm going to say it again. I don't care. I really like the heart of this Irvington team.
From the 4, Ramos will throw. Quick drop throws. Touchdown! Randolph, a 4-yard TD, 4:29 to go. There's still time. We're in the exact same spot we were last night, Steve.
Yes, we were, Dan. And there's the Irvington crowd. Gives them something to talk about. And, heck, if they're going to win this game, they got to win by 1, don't they?
Well, Irvington going to win.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But then that means they won every game by 1 to win the championship.
Well, no. If you go to overtime, they could win by 1. They could win by 1. They could win by 6, by 3. It doesn't matter. But you do have to win by 1. Yes, that is the accepted standard in all professional sports. Go ahead and say it.
I'm a loser.
That kick, that dribbled through. That was not Janikowski-like. Peixoto adds the extra point. 21-14. Here's another look at it. But, Steve, I mean, I'm not trying to – I don't want to be the coach, but hasn't the passing game worked better than the running game?
Oh, it really has, Dan. But you know what? I'll tell you what's so hard is you've done the things – and then look at it. 2-step drop. Look at this throw.
Right in front of Gossage.
He just couldn't get there in time.
That was beautiful.
Beautiful throw. Dan, my point is this here. When you've gone the whole season, and this is what got you there, you run to a team that you're having not very much success doing what you're doing, it's hard to go away from that. Even though you know it's not working, deep in your heart you think, hey, that's what got us here. I feel we can still do it. That's why that's where, the coaching, it comes into where, sometimes you got to go by a gut feeling, you know what I mean? And he's done a great job over there, you know what I mean? And you know what he did? He did start passing it once.
I think
midway through the third quarter,
he said, you know what, we got to abandon what we were doing, and we have to start throwing the ball. Regardless of what that curly-haired idiot said across the field over there.
Did I make sense there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I forgot what I said.
Watch for the onside kick here, Steve.
All right.
They kick it away.
And it's going to go out of bounds.
If you're going to kick it out of bounds, you might as well just kick it onside.
Well, I don't think the kid meant to do that, but, yeah, I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? If they're at the 35, they would have been at the 45. At least try that way.
Right.
Purchase your copy of this game, and I'm sure that there'll be orders coming in from Los Lomas now, and maybe Irvington if they pull off a miracle.
Hope so. Well, they don't pull off a miracle. These kids have played their heart out. This is something that, if you're a parent, buy your son a DVD for a Christmas present. Go
Absolutely.
Here's a gift for a lifetime, son. It only cost me $3. That's all you get. Yeah. Instead of rap music, you could buy him a game that he participated in.
Steve, you're making way too much sense tonight. I'm getting scared.
It's my birthday.
Here we go. Irvington has come to life. 4:29 to go from the 35. Los Lomas up by 7. The handoff. Pomerantz and maybe a couple.
And big number 44 was in on that. Tommy Denny.
Yep.
He's a 6-foot, 175-pound junior linebacker. He'll be back next year. I sure hope he is, because I don't want nothing bad to happen to him. But here you go, Dan. There's the clock. That tells the story right there.
2nd and 9 from the 36-yard line. And it sure is fun being here at the home of the Oakland Raiders.
It is.
And not having to worry about what Uncle Al thinks about the game.
Yeah.
Wow. Listen to that Irvington crowd over there. Handoff. Pomerantz. And Pomerantz has a first down. That's a huge play. Gain of 10 out to the 46-yard line. They can't take too many more of those.
No, they can't, Dan.
Here's the handoff.
Yeah, and right there, you're going to look at big number 75 right there, Dan.
Wow.
That guy is
Casey Hayes.
Stacy Hayes.
Casey Hayes.
Casey Hayes, like I said. Casey Hayes could block a train. He is a big boy.
Look at that. Look at it.
Big man.
They got some separation on that play. Here we go. 46-yard line, first down, 3:30 to go, 7-point lead. Once again, Pomerantz dives ahead for 6. Turbin was there. Murchison was there. Irregardless, like you said, Steve, great game. Both teams deserve to be here.
Absolutely.
Numbers 3 and 4 came out of the bracket. You know, we talked to Bill Kolb last night.
Right.
He made those predictions where he predicted the entire lower bracket would win, and that San Ramon would be here. He forgot about Los Lomas though, and their great team.
And what a nice fella he was. Got to meet him for the first time. What a great guy. I always enjoyed reading his stuff in the Contra Costa Times. Really a great guy.
Pomerantz again, first down and more. Pomerantz.
Look at this.
Oh wow. Dragging about 4 guys down to the 35-yard line. One of them was Broom.
Dan, this goes under the highlight of rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, right on down the sidelines. Chris Berman, here you go. Pomerantz, he's rumbling. He's bumbling. He's stumbling. Wow.
Irvington's defense is crumbling.
Yep, you know what? Right now, you got to look at the clock. I don't know how many timeouts they have left. I think this is the drive. They have 1 timeout left.
Irvington has 2. Los Lomas has 3.
You got to stop the clock on this drive. You can't let them run. You got to stop it after both drives. They get a first down, it's basically over, Dan.
Pomerantz again, and wait. Now
timeout.
Okay,
You got to call time. Let's see if they do.
Nope. No timeout signal.
Oh, I don't know.
I thought I saw the ball kind of shaking around.
Oh, it's running. You can't call time now because you just wasted 15 seconds. You got to go on now. But they'll call it after this.
They're going to have to.
They're going to have to.
No 2-minute warning in high school football.
No. Which I think is crazy. I think if you get in the end zone, you should be able to run it back out. I think if your knee hits and nobody touches, you should run. There's a lot of things.
Anything else?
No. I think Jackson should jump off a bridge. No, I like Dave. He's a great guy.
Here we go. Pomerantz. And Pomerantz is getting it done on his own.
Oh, boy, I tell you. Now you got a timeout, 1:44. And see what hurts you there, Dan, is now they got a 3rd and like a foot or something. You know what I mean? So now they get, let's watch it right here. And look at that block by number 11.
Volan
by, whoa. He earns one of them little stripes on your helmet. Uh-oh.
Oh, holding on Los Lomas.
So that stops the clock. You don't have to use a timeout, right?
Not on a running play. They will reset the. They didn't call a timeout though.
Want a piece of gum, Dan?
No thanks.
Okay.
See, the clock now will run once they set the ball. So now they can roll off another 30 seconds here. Well, I'm kind of surprised that they're not calling a timeout here.
Yeah. I don't.
I guess they figure they're going to have to use the 2 they have after these 2 plays to kind of keep them within range. But they're going to have a tough row, Steve.
Yeah.
About 50. If they can hold them here, they'd maybe have 50 seconds and no timeouts to try to go tie this game. 2nd and 16.
And there's a delay of game. That's going to move them back more. They plan that.
Why would Los Lomas want to move back?
Because it's all about eating that clock up.
Yeah, but still. Man, now you got 2nd and Monterey. We've already used the shark tape. Man, this is a long way to go here. Now they can't run the clock now.
No.
The clock is stopped with 1:18 to go.
And you kind of got to tell your defense, strip the ball. We need a turnover right here.
Well, this moves them back, though. Look at the field position here, Steve. Curl to throw. Down the sideline.
Oh, he pushed him.
He did push him.
That's offensive.
And they didn't call.
Yeah, they did.
He did.
Yeah, they did.
The trailing referee made that call and just saved Irvington in this game.
You had to see that.
I
see it from up here. Yeah, you see he pushed off him.
Harkins there.
Yeah, Harkins pushed off him. You could see that a mile away. Curl, real nice decision. He kind of hangs this one up, throwing into double coverage here, Dan. Yeah, see the push?
Absolutely.
There's the push.
Now, Steve, this is going to take them all the way back into their own territory, back around the 43-yard line or so. We'll have to wait to see where they spot this. But, Steve, now, if they could force a turnover.
15-yard penalty and a loss.
Wow, look where they're at, Dan.
Now, Steve.
Yeah.
We've used Monterey, the shark tank.
I'm with you.
It's 2nd and
Guadalajara.
I mean, this is as bad as it gets. 3rd, actually on the scoreboard, it is 3rd down. How can it be 3rd down?
That's what they're going to discuss right now.
They have to. It can't be third down. They took the penalty. Because it was just second down and they took the penalty. You lose a down on? You lose a down on that too. There's another rule. I don't like that you could lose that much yardage and a down. It's 3rd and 37.
Wow.
It was looking real good for Los Lomas about a minute ago.
Now here's the push. Here's the push, Dan. Watch this. Oh, I mean, both hands. I mean, we've seen it up here. And thank God the trailer came back, because that's a good call. You got to call that.
Man.
There's Garrett Simpson, number 1. He was lobbying for it all the way, but you didn't have to do it. Go ahead, Dan.
Well, they called the timeout with 57 seconds to go.
Okay.
If they could force a turnover here, they have 1 timeout left. Yeah. I'd have to say, if I'm Los Lomas in this situation, I run the ball. I don't even care about getting a first down.
I just want to punt and get him down on the 30 or 40.
I want him to burn the timeout, and I want to punt and say to you, go 80 yards in 40 seconds with no timeouts. If you can do that, then you deserve to tie the game.
Right. Well, they're going to run it, Dan. Come on. You can figure that out. It's not even about getting the first down here. It's about the clock.
It's Pack LeBar in motion. They hand off to Pomerantz, and Pomerantz gains about 8 out to the 48, and Irvington will call their last timeout with exactly 50 seconds to go in the ball game. So they'll punt from about the 49 of Los Lomas, and that's the situation they'll be faced with, Steve. Perhaps 40 seconds, no timeouts. That's Coach Spain, correct?
That's Coach Spain right there. Great guy. Had a lot of fun talking to him before the game. And I'm telling you, a true gentleman, Dan. I mean, you know, he just makes you feel real good. He goes, Steve, I'm just glad to be here. You know, and just really up front. And I just want to say hello to, I have family down in Fremont, the Phelps family. If anybody remembers Gary Phelps, he was an all-league performer at Ohlone College. He was 6'4" and 330 pounds, one of the first big men back in the early 70s who played down there. He went to Washington High in Fremont, and a lot of Phelpses down there. My uncles worked at the GM plant at Milpitas, and my aunt worked in the garden. But go ahead, Dan.
There you go. Here we go. It doesn't look like they're setting up for a block here, Steve. They have 2 guys back deep. Nope, they're going for a return. And Davis with the punt, and it rolls out. This is going to be, Lee picks it up, and then he gets hammered at the 13-yard line. You know, you got to wonder about that right there. If you're going to set up a return, I think you got to catch the ball in the air, don't you?
Yeah, I agree with you, Dan. It kind of took a weird angle off his foot, though, and it kind of had a weird bounce to it. So the last thing you want to do is, you know, touch that, turn it over. See it kick to the left there, Dan. It kind of took a funny hop and then switched. It goes, are you kidding me? Good. Now I got 21 tackles. Great.
That was too easy.
Yeah. They're just going to stack onto my stats.
Here we go. Ramos to throw. 40 seconds left. Has a receiver. And that's a good move by Turbin over there. Far sideline, out of bounds, close to a first down. You can hear that chant of defense now from the Los Lomas side. Now the crowd's getting bigger because all the late arrivals are coming in, Steve. There's probably a good 10,000 people here tonight.
Oh, there's more than that, Dan. There's about 10,025.
Thanks for counting those extra. Ramos, he'll throw. He's in trouble. He can't afford to get sacked because the clock is going to run. That could do it, Steve. 25 seconds to go. Ramos sacked at the 25-yard line.
Where's he going? Ramos is walking off the field. What are they stopping the clock for here?
They don't have. Why are they stopping the clock?
Well, now they're moving the chains and stuff. I don't know what happened here, Dan.
First and 10 at their own 25.
This is going to be a mess because they just moved the chains up. They didn't have the chain set right.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a break for Irvington right here, Dan.
It is.
I mean, it is, but.
Please reset the clock to 24 seconds.
And now they get 4 seconds back, too. Well, they need a prayer, though, Steve, and I don't know if they have the kind of offense that can go down the field in 24 seconds.
Yeah, they're putting 4 seconds on the clock is like telling Custer, okay, we're going to give you 2 more soldiers.
That's a good one to close the year out on, Steve, right there. Here we go. Clock running. Ramos to throw. Down the sideline. Turbin, and it tips off his hands. Turbin made a great attempt out at midfield. Gossage was there to cover, 16 seconds left.
You got 2 more plays, Dan, that's what you got to do. Same thing, you just got to put it on up like that.
You know what I like, though, right in this? I would try to go down the middle in that kind of prevent to Lee.
Yeah.
Lee or Turbin, either one, got to be the guy with the ball.
Well, what would be nice if you get something on the side and he can get out of bounds, stop the clock. That'd be beautiful. They're still going to stop it to move the chains up. But if you got out of bounds, you're going to have maybe a shot or 2 to the end zone.
2nd and 10. Ramos in trouble. There's Woods. He fires to the end zone.
Look at the coach. Coach Spain made the catch. Did you see that? Look at that right there. Was that great? That belongs on ESPN right there.
Well,
look at him.
The thing is, most coaches in this situation would look like they're ready to kill somebody.
Watch this, Dan. This is funny. This got funny written all over. Watch this. And look at Clancy, touches him. Gotcha. Oh, man, I'll tell you what. That was the play of the year right there.
That was great.
What a way to end your season.
3rd down, 10 to go from the 25, 10 seconds to play. Ramos, Turbin, makes a move, gets out of bounds at the 35-yard line, Steve. They'll have one more chance here with 5 seconds to go. And John Elway is not coming in off the bench.
And keep him on life support. Don't pull it yet.
Got to give him credit, though. They have not quit.
Hey, Dan. Bob Spain right there. I think that tells you what he's all about right there. You know?
That was just beautiful right there. I don't know that I could look that happy in this situation. I give him credit for that.
Look at the defense of Los Lomas. They're playing a 4-2-1-1-1-2.
Don't do that to me on big plays. Ramos, this is it. Running, Woods running after him, down the field. It's incomplete. It's over, and Los Lomas wins another one. 3 in 4 years, the first time we've seen them win at the Oakland Coliseum. The Knights 21 and the Vikings 14. Let's let them revel in the celebration, Steve.
You got it.
State championship game.
Over there to shake their hands is Coach Spain. Great show of sportsmanship.
How come that don't surprise me?
Every year, Steve, Los Lomas generally loses a game in the middle of the season where you shake your head and go, what were they thinking that night? They did it again this year, but when it counts, they're always there at the end, and they win another one. They won in 2002 with J.C. Lewis, won in 2003 with John Lawliger. They win this year with Jordan Curl, and they might even win next year with Jordan Curl. He's just a junior. We'll wrap it up when we come back. Los Lomas 21, Irvington 14. What a finish. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Rob from Central Tune-Up. Check this out. Oil filter crusher. Did you know that every drained used oil filter that comes off your car still contains up to a cup of used oil? That used oil can destroy our environment and water supply. Do the right thing and place your used oil filter in a clear Ziploc bag and place it on the curb with the rest of the recyclable items. If your city does not have curbside used oil recycling, take it to your nearest certified used oil and filter recycling center. Call ahead for hours and the amount accepted. What more, if all the oil filters that were sold yearly in the United States were recycled, you would have enough steel to build 16 pro sports stadiums. Be good to the earth. Recycle your used oil and filters for a better tomorrow. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out our website at www.funnelhead.com.
Hi, I'm Rocco Bialy, and I'd like to welcome you to Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria here in Walnut Creek. Rocco's is a great place for family dining. In addition to serving the best pizza in the East Bay, Rocco's also serves many classic Italian pasta specialties. Make Rocco's your home for your next team party.
Great pizza. Great pasta.
Great people. Rocco's, a part of your community.
Get ready, Northern California. Mazet Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC has a huge selection of new and certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. Mazet invites you to experience our superior service and selection. Our new state-of-the-art facility and team of experts will make your car buying experience the best in the Bay Area.
Hi, I'm Matt Mazet. Whether it's a Cadillac Escalade or a GMC truck, I'll guarantee you the right car at the right price. Come by and see us today.
Discover the difference at Mazet Pontiac Cadillac Buick GMC in the Century Auto Plaza, Pittsburgh.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible in part by a generous donation from the dentistry offices of Keith White and Brett Annoni DDS. Keith White and Brett Annoni have been serving Central Contra Costa County for years with a personal commitment to their patients in uncompromising dental care with an atmosphere of comfort and experience. With state-of-the-art sterilization techniques and equipment, which includes digital x-rays, their staff of highly trained professionals will make your every visit one you'll look forward to in the future. That's Keith White and Brett Annoni DDS and staff. State Farm agent Roger Fernando, located in the Crow Canyon Commons Shopping Center in San Ramon. When a coach understands the player's strengths, developing a winning strategy is easy. That's also true with State Farm agent Roger Fernando. Roger knows your insurance and financial situation isn't exactly like anyone else's. But like a great coach, Roger and his team of professionals create a strategy to meet your individual needs. See State Farm agent Roger Fernando and his team at 3211A Crow Canyon Place in San Ramon.
All right, with our players of the game, first quarterback Jordan Curl, a victorious Los Lomas Knights. Tell us about the couple of touchdown passes you threw, and especially that last one that turned out to be the game winner.
Well, it was just a called play to Corey Packelbar, and I just threw up there and let him make a play, and he ran by the guy, and he got the touchdown.
All right, tell us, it must be great now. You guys have been here a lot before, but winning never gets old, does it?
I know. We've been working all summer. We've been working for a long time, and it feels great to win.
Congratulations on the championship, and good luck next season. Guys, we're trying to get Jason Swisher. He's over there in the ceremony. We'll try to pick it up. After they're done with that, we'll get him over here, okay? Let's go back upstairs.
Thanks, Tony. We're going to take a quick break so we can get the stats and highlights, and also Jason Swisher. We'll be right back from the Coliseum.
Great. Service since 1980.
Los Lomas is getting the trophy down there for the 3A championship. We hope to have Jason Swisher, one of our players of the game. We kind of gave that game ball the whole defense, Steve, but we're going to take a look at the stats from tonight's game. And really, Los Lomas kept Irvington in the game. They kept them around. And when you see these stats, you'll know why, Steve. And we'll take a look at the highlights. You can see they're just 304 to 226, but some of the big numbers are 10 penalties for 95 yards. They had a number of interference calls. They had the face mask calls. And also, actually, it was 2 turnovers for Los Lomas to 1 for Irvington. So there's your situation.
And I think, Dan, what happened, what gave the Vikings a little bit of hope, the Knights did – The Knights did not put them away when they should have in the third quarter, Dan.
I just want to point out to the folks, we tried to get that all wrapped. That's reversed. Irvington's on the left. Okay. Los Lomas is on the right. So we're going to send it down to Swisher, and we'll be back with highlights.
All right, with our other player of the game, Jason Swisher, two-way starter. Jason, we saw what the offense did, but how about that defense, particularly those fourth down stops? Those are obviously critical to the win tonight.
I don't know, man. We just got lucky, and we just stepped it up when we needed to. It's fun, man. We just stepped it up when we needed to step up.
When you start the season, all those two days and all those kind of things, it must be nice to finish with a championship.
Oh, definitely. It's good to know that all your hard work paid off and everything. It's just good to know.
So what's up next for you after high school?
I don't know. Hopefully something
You must be college-bound, football player-bound, right?
I hope. I hope.
Congratulations on the victory. Knights, get it done, guys. Let's go back upstairs.
The Swisher family has a bunch of trophies at home. Brendan won a couple. He's won a couple now. He was a sophomore on that team that won 2 years ago, and he's done great. And you have a thought?
Dan?
Yes.
He can play on my team anytime he wants.
Absolutely.
How's that?
Let's take a look at the highlights. There wasn't a lot of scoring in the second half, just 1 touchdown in the second half. Well, we'll take a look at the highlights, and we'll wrap this one up and get ready for the next one. Now, that is the correct stats. That's how good our crew is.
See how quick they are in the truck?
They're very good. And that is the correct stats in this game. 304 to 226 for Los Lomas. 19 first downs to 13. You see the penalties and the turnovers. Actually, I still think that we're wrong on the turnovers, though. It's 2 for Los Lomas and 1 for Irvington.
Well, give them a break. Come on, they've done a great job. I get them on the other side, Dan. Don't be so critical. They did a great job. They fixed it. Let's move forward with our lives. Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead, Daniel.
You're killing me. Here's the highlights. I'm ready. We are ready for the highlights.
And here they are, Dan. And
this is their touchdown that brought them within a score. That's Randolph.
And you know what, Dan? Great heart by that team. I've said it before. I really like this team. I see why they belong here. They didn't get a gift here. They, like Payne Weber, they earned their way here.
And this is the last play of the game.
Yeah.
They just kind of launch this one up here, and the pass falls incomplete.
Yeah.
And Los Lomas wins 21-14. They win the North Coast Section Championship in the 3A class here. And we wrap it up, Steve, from the Oakland Coliseum. It's your last game of the year. Thanks.
Yeah.
You did a great job this year.
Thank you, Dan. I had a great time.
See you in basketball.
You bet. Looking forward to it.
And Tony's going to do the De La Salle game with me. We're going to have on next week. And so let's say goodnight to the great friends of the program here on the Comcast High School Game of the Week.
Listen to that segue.
I love that.
I wonder what Matt's going to do. Is it Halen?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Comcast Game of the Week brought to you by these great friends of the program. Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek.
Thanks for the crew meal.
Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Velocity Sports Performance, Brendan Theaters in Concord and Pittsburgh. Hertz Equipment Rental in Pacheco. Peacock Expressions Gallery. Freshy Air Systems Incorporated. Amoros Antique and Floral, Diablo Auto Sales, Jeffrey Hogue, Doctor Dentistry, Game Pod, Combat Airsoft, Antioch Opticians, Images of 3 Hair Salon, Recovery Carpet Care. Other great sponsors include White and Only Doctor Dentistry, Roger Fernando State Farm Insurance, the 19th Hole Casino and Lounge, Randy's Carpet Care, the New Mecca Cafe, Bridgehead Self Storage, Rock Bottom Records, Lito's Barbershop, Pantel's Music Box, Queen Bee's Quilt Shop, Go Cycles, the Williams Company, and Fitness 19. Steve?
And Dan, this is my favorite part of the year. You finished before Sammy came in. And I know Matt's going to show highlights, and I love this song. And we got to say goodnight, Matt just said.
Me too. Don't forget, if you're watching this game on Sunday, next week we'll have the game that follows this one, De La Salle and San Leandro. For Steve Sanchez, Matt Bolender, and our great Comcast crew, this is Dan Wall saying goodnight from Oakland, where the final score was Los Lomas 21, Irvington 14 in the North Coast Section 3A Final. This has been a high school sports production brought to you by Comcast in Walnut Creek. For the last time this year, Steve.
Happy holidays and good night, everybody.
my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of bad kicks in my face, but I've come through. I need to go on. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. I've taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all, but it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race, and I ain't gonna lose. We are the champions.